to Wrestling Days Live. We are live for NXT and AEW. It is Wednesday night wrestling. We've got so much to go through. There's quite a bit of news in the wrestling world, so we need to go through all of that. I can see there's an issue with the chat as well, which I have just been wrestling with, and for whatever reason can't seem to resolve. So I've got no idea what's going on there, but I can still see the chat. So I hope that everyone is well. Yeah, hopefully that comes through at some point, an update. But yeah, we've got tons to go through anyway. There's loads that we need to talk about. We've got, as we said, some pretty big news that's broke through in the past few hours about the coronavirus. COVID-19 has apparently affected 3 people in WWE. One of them is an in-ring talent. We don't know the name. We don't know the identity of these people. But it has completely thrown out the recording schedule. So everything is up in the air right now in WWE. Panic stations is where we are in regards to WWE. So they're having to test everyone. They're having to be super careful so that this obviously, doesn't take out the whole company. So that's breakthrough in the past few hours. Also in the past few hours, Jon Moxley is off the show tonight. There is no Jon Moxley. The reason is because he has been exposed to someone that's got coronavirus. And he was very quick to let AEW know, let them make them aware of that. And as a result, he is off the show tonight. Apparently, he's still going to make the title match that's coming up. So, this is good. Look, we can see that the chat has sprung to life, which is great. So, yes, this, as we said, it's really big news that's been breaking through. I think it was yesterday was the biggest day for new cases in the United States since the end of April. Like this, we are at the second spike. The second spike is happening in the US. We're seeing a lot of states now reporting a drastic increase in coronavirus. And I'm not saying this to scaremonger or anything. Obviously, just look after yourselves. But we have to be realistic in saying that there is now a second spike. And we're seeing it certainly with WWE. So, I don't know, you might see crowds disappearing again. You might see... I just don't even know what you're going to see. I don't know where we go from here. Because this is quite concerning. 3 people testing positive. And we don't know if they've affected anyone else. So, as we said, everyone's going to be tested now to see just how bad this is. But things are, kicking off. Let's put it that way. And as we said, no Moxley on the show because he's been exposed to someone that's got it as well. I mean, look, they might be able to nip it in the bud, and this might be it. But this could also spiral, and this could also get worse. So, definitely everyone be careful because we are looking seemingly at a second spike right now. So all of this news coming through in the past few hours. Certainly wasn't anything I had plans to talk about. But as we said, all this news breaking through in the past few hours. Tony Khan reporting the information about Jon Moxley. Hello to everyone that is joining us. I'm very happy the chat's working now. That's good news. I was going to do a stream earlier. about the new UFC figures. You know that we're a big fans, or I'm a big fan, and we're big fans of UFC on this channel. We do UFC watch-alongs every Saturday. And genuinely, I love UFC. I love it as much as WWE, NXT, AEW. I'm a big fan. And new figures got announced not that long ago. They're now up for pre-order. I was going to do a live stream earlier, but sadly there's no images. We know the 6 fighters that you can pre-order. So it's Max Holloway, Khabib, Conor McGregor, There's Daniel Cormier, John Jones, and Cowboy Cerrone, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. That's the 6 that you can pre-order right now on Ringside Collectibles. So they've made that announcement. You can pre-order them. No images. So I ended up having to cancel that stream. So I was a bit disappointed about that because I was really looking forward to seeing those figures. So that's what we had planned for earlier. I was going to do that earlier. I am going to try and drop a figure video on the channel tomorrow. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be a stream or not. Things are just up in the air at the moment. It's kind of carnage everywhere, and certainly carnage here as well. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So again, shout out to everyone that's joining us. If you have just joined us, breaking news in the past few hours, 3 positive coronavirus tests in WWE has thrown their recording schedule into turmoil. Jon Moxley has been exposed to someone that's got coronavirus. We don't know that Jon Moxley has got it. I believe he has been tested, but I don't know where we are with that. I'd imagine if it was a positive result, we would have heard. So I'm guessing he's all good. But as a precaution, he's not on the show tonight anymore. He was scheduled, but instead we're getting Brian Cage. Brian Cage is going to be competing instead. Matthew N43, shout out to you. We are going to go through the lineup for both shows as well once I've said hello to a few people. Kuji, is it? Kuji from the Philippines, shout out to you. Run with the Hunted says at least a dozen, including in-ring talent, have now tested positive. A dozen? I've not heard that yet. That has not broke through. Last I read, it was 3. So, amazing. James Chadwick, shout out to you. FIFA Kenzie says, OMG. Days QT Marshall has now quarantined. Chalmers says, Sammy is suspended. QT and Moxley are quarantined. AEW losing stars. I think they're all right. I mean, look, QT is not the biggest name. Moxley, from what I've heard, is going to be able to compete in that championship match that's coming up. Sammy is, I mean, he is a loss. He is a star, but they can certainly cope without Sammy. And Sammy clearly has got a few things that he needs to go away and address and think about. And I know that he did a video on it, saying that he's a very different person now. And I think the way that it's been handled has been good. I think Sasha Banks has actually done a lot for Sammy. Sammy owes Sasha big because she reached out to him, spoke to him. They, she's kind of said, look, I don't agree with the comments, but, you know, we're all good now kind of a thing. And, yeah, I mean, she was the victim in this in a way. So for her to come out and say, I've spoke with him, he knows he did wrong, let's move forward kind of a thing. She's really helped him out there. So, yeah, it's a sorry situation, but what a rough week it's been for the wrestling world. Swamp Manor says, I think Balor will win. Who do you think's going to win? Oh, you're referring to this right here. I'm of the opinion that Keith Lee's going to win. The reason why I think Keith Lee is going to win is because I can see Johnny and Finn having a feud. So I think they can occupy each other. I think that Keith Lee has been sniffing around Adam Cole for a while. Plus Keith Lee's been champ for a while and he's probably ready for that next step. If someone's going to end the Adam Cole reign, I can see it being Keith Lee. I can't see Johnny Gargano winning. I can't see it being heel versus heel. Adam Cole's a heel. Johnny Gargano's a heel. Can't see that happening. So I think that it's either Finn or Keith. Either Finn or Keith. And I'm going to go with Keith. I'm going to say that they keep the title on Keith. Keith moves forward. We get proper champion versus champion. Keith's been champion for a little while. Adam Cole's been longest reigning champion. That's going to be a big mouth-watering match. Next week, you can do Finn versus Johnny. You're not going to need much build. So, Finn versus Johnny, easy. You can do Keith versus Adam Cole. Easy. And do you know what? Keith could win. Keith could win that title. Keith could beat Adam Cole. And then we might move towards Keith against Karrion Kross. Or maybe Karrion Kross goes into a feud with Adam Cole. I don't know. I totally agree. For me, it's either Finn Balor or Keith Lee that wins it tonight. But I'm leaning towards Keith Lee. Imtiaz, shout out to you. Days, did you hear about Brock Lesnar? I did. Allegations made against him by Terry Runnels. Apparently Brock Lesnar exposed himself. Let's put it that way. I want to say around about 2002. So you're going back at like 18 years. Not that that makes any difference. But yeah, I don't know that Brock Lesnar of today would go around doing that. This was Brock Lesnar when he first broke onto the main event scene. And again, that doesn't excuse things. I'm just explaining, giving you, the information I know. This wasn't something that happened last week. So, yeah, this is still concerning. I don't know where it goes. I don't know what WWE will do with that. Probably nothing, I'd imagine. If anything, they'll have a word, do an investigation, see if it's true. But yeah, interesting. Jason says, shout out Days. It's so hot outside, says Jason Peace. Robin says 18 years ago. Yeah, 2002. It's when he first came up to the main roster, which is 2002, 2003. John, hello mate, says, what is the match you're most looking forward to? Okay, let's run through the shows, shall we? So, I have got some other news to go through as well, by the way, but let's take it a step at a time. So, tonight on NXT, we've got Keith Lee taking on Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor. You can see the graphic just behind my head. We've got Bronson Reed taking on Karrion Kross. Bronson Reed calling out Karrion Kross, which was really stupid. Damian Priest is taking on Cameron Grimes. You might remember Cameron Grimes slashed the tires of Damian Priest's car. So yeah, okay. I don't like Cameron Grimes' gimmick. I think Cameron Grimes is a good worker, but I'm not feeling him and his gimmick. I don't quite know what his gimmick is. I think is he some kind of a carny? I don't know. So yeah. We'll see how that goes. On AEW, that's all that I've seen announced, by the way, for NXT. Over on AEW, we said Moxley is out, Brian Cage is in. Sammy Guevara, of course, we've briefly touched on that. He's obviously not going to be around for a while. Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy, face to face. I've got the graphic behind me. It just says face off. Now, I'm not too sure if that's a match or not. I don't know if this is going to be promo. I don't know. I think it's a promo, but we'll see. We've got FTR, the Revival, the Revolt, taking on SCU. We've got Brodie Lee and Colt Cabana. I mean, I've missed this. Did Colt Cabana confirm that he is absolutely now a part of the Dark Order? This must have happened on, like, Dark or Being the Elite, or I know there's been teases, and I know that he's had conversations, but I was very surprised to see this announced. Brodie Lee and Colt Cabana. Like, for me, I would have felt like a reveal. Like, do you know what I mean? Brodie Lee brings out Colt, and Colt's got one of the masks on, or I would have expected something like that first, but apparently not, unless it happened on a show I've not seen. But Brodie Lee and Colt Cabana teaming together to take on Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. As well as that, we've got Luchasaurus taking on Wardlow. This is a lumberjack match. We've got Santana versus Matt Hardy. And apparently the fans can vote on what version of Matt Hardy they want to see compete. We've got Hikaru Shida in action. And also, we've got a press conference for Fighter Fest. That's obviously going to start, I want to say, next week. and it's going to be basically replacing Dynamite Fighter Fest next week, and it's the week after as well. So, yeah, there we go. AEW certainly giving us a lot of information regarding their show tonight. Not as much with NXT, but if I'm being completely honest, that NXT match you can see behind me, that is what I'm looking forward to the most tonight. But I think we do this most weeks where we sit here and we talk about, well, kind of looks close, or I'm more excited for NXT. And then by the end of the night, AEW has been the better show. That's been how it's gone for the past few weeks, if I'm being honest. I kind of find myself sitting here saying, well, this is quite good, but I'm intrigued by Bayley and Sasha or whatever. But then, you know, everything added up, AEW tend to come out on top. So I'm going to predict that. That's my prediction. My prediction is that the match behind me is going to be the one to watch, but AEW will probably still come out with the better show. RSM Figures says, how do you watch both shows? Badly is the answer. I've got one TV that shows me NXT. I've got a laptop here that's showing me AEW, and we just try to do the best we can. We just watch both shows, see what's happening on both shows. The chat help fill in any gaps, and we just kind of keep up with the storylines that way. Share our thoughts on what we see. And, I mean, it should go without saying now that we enjoy both shows and we are fans of both brands. There's definitely things I like and things I dislike about both. And we've been very vocal about that. But by and large, there's definitely a place for both. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight's shows. Chalmers says, Dave, should I unsubscribe? I've never had a Hot Pocket before. I think you should. That's a disgrace. I love Hot Pockets. We don't have them in the UK, you know, but they are one of my, if not my favourite things about America. Whenever I go to America, I always have some Hot Pockets, and I love them. We don't have them. Honestly, if I started shipping them over and selling them here, the money I would make, I'd be rolling in that Hot Pocket dough.
William Hensey is a legend.
William Hensey, shout out to you, dude.
They donated $20 via a super chat. Sonny says hi does he as do I, and everyone from chat gives you a well-deserved shout out. Thumbs up.
That is really quiet. Well, quiet for me anyway. Let me read what it says. Sonny says, hi Days. Hello, Sonny. Hello, William. Hope you're both well. As do I and everyone from the chat give you a well-deserved shout out. Thank you, William. Very, very, very kind. Let me put a thank you at the top. For William, who is so supportive of this channel. It's ridiculous. I might as well start calling myself William Hensey Days. William Hensey, there we go. Shout out to you, dude. Shout out to everyone that's joining us. This is my least favourite stream. I'm not going to lie. I've said that many times before. Because I always like to chat with you guys and focus on one show, have a bit of a laugh and everything. And with Wednesday nights, the wrestling tends to be a bit more serious. AEW tend to give you a bit of comedy, but not so much from NXT. And to be honest, when you're trying to watch both shows, the comedy parts don't always quite land. So, yeah, I mean, look, we're going to do the best we can. And I hope everyone enjoys both shows or whatever show they have decided to watch. Chalmers says, all right then, bye. I'll see you on Twitter. No worries, dude. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Chalmers, yeah? I am joking, of course. Liam says, Days, how you doing? So far, the only thing I've bought with my birthday money is a new pair of shoes, Air Max 95s. They cost me £150. Wow. Ballyho to William. Jordan says, Days, it's my friend's birthday on Friday. He's 13 and he is a big fan of yours. Well, if he's a big fan of mine, I'm a big fan of his. So tell him to have a happy 13th birthday from me. Shout out to Wrestling Days fan, TTV King. John says, did you see the best of Adam Cole matches on the network? I haven't watched any of those best ofs yet. I mean, you've seen pretty much everything I've watched because we tend to watch it together. So I haven't seen any of those best ofs. So no, I haven't. But I do sense that the end is coming quite soon for Adam Cole's championship reign. Right, let's just try to jump into a little bit of news because we have spoken about what we're going to be seeing on the shows tonight. And as always, we're going to turn around and the shows will be about to start. Did you know that Charlotte is taking an extended break? Apparently, there's some surgeries that Charlotte needs. And what's being reported is there is zero chance that she is going to be at SummerSlam this year, and doubts that she might compete for the rest of 2020 as well. So for all of you out there that aren't Charlotte fans, some good news in 2020, finally. Charlotte looks like she's going to be on the shelf for a little while. I've got to admit that makes me a bit sad because I am actually a Charlotte fan. I'm
Matt J. Hendricks is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat.
She can wrestle.
Roman KO Kyrie Sami and Becky all made the right call to stay home right now.
Matt J. Hendricks, shout out to you, dude. It says Roman, Kevin Owens, Kyrie Sane, Sami Zayn, Becky Lynch all made the right calls to stay at home right now. Yes. Second Spike, if you are just joining us, it's here. US has just reported its most cases since the end of April. I think it's the third biggest day of cases since this whole thing began, and that was yesterday. So, I mean, if you look at the graph, well, I have been looking at the graphs actually each day just to see how things are going. You can see the US going up, comes down, and then it started to do this again. So, unfortunately, we are at second spike. And I got to tell you, US is not alone. They're predicting a second spike for us here in the UK as well. So, we'll have to see. 3 cases, but I'm hearing it could be more now confirmed in WWE. The other thing as well, Sarah Logan from the Riot Squad that was let go. She has announced that she has now retired from wrestling. So there's a lot of talk about the Riot Squad getting back together. I don't think that's going to happen unless she's swerving us. But she has put out a statement saying she's done and that she's going to concentrate on other things. And there's a lot of rumors that she might be going into MMA. So she might now start doing mixed martial arts. So yeah, Sarah Logan, Sarah Rowe looks like she's concentrating on other things. So yeah, I know there's a lot of talk about Riot Squad getting back together, and they absolutely could. I mean, I am expecting Liv and Ruby to join forces. I could see them going on and competing for tag titles. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the future for those two. I think they're going to put them as a tag team and have them working together. And I can see them being tag champs, to be honest, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott. But I'm not expecting Sarah to be a part of that group. I don't know why this camera started doing this now. It never used to do that before. Swamp Manor says, apparently Renee Young has got the virus. And that is who Moxley came into contact with. Interesting. I didn't hear that. Shout out to Pablo Gamer. There's that arcade machine you've got. How did you get it? Are they on eBay? Is it hard to find them? Because I really want to get one. I can't really answer that, to be honest, because I didn't buy it. It was obviously a gift that was given to me. Knowing Mama Days and like her knowledge of the internet, it is going to be in a super obvious place, right? It's going to be in a super obvious place. Knowing her knowledge of the internet, it's going to be in Amazon or eBay. I mean, honestly, she doesn't branch out from that. So don't think that she's got connections or anything like this, because she absolutely has not. So yeah, check eBay, check Amazon and just see what they throw up. Days, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling pretty good, man. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I'm excited for the show tonight, or the shows. I'm excited for the match that's behind me. I'm just into the shows tonight. Feeling quite good. There's not really a great deal of good news to get excited about. I mean, the coronavirus news is kind of dominating everything, so kind of just focused on that at the moment. And certainly with these reports that there could be even more confirmed cases, which was being spoken about just as we were starting to go live. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on that also. Chalmers says, don't underestimate Mama Daisy's internet skills. Daisy, did you know that Kenny Wesley won the WWE Championship? Kenny Wesley. Who's Kenny Wesley? I'm nervous for WWE and AEW. Wow. I'm nervous for everyone. Extreme Rules has got 2 matches announced. McIntyre, Ziggler, and Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Yes, we're still a little way off that, I think, aren't we? I think we've got a good couple of weeks yet, so I think we're all right. What's age are you? I'm 21. Do you know Kenny Wesley? Well, I answered that. I don't even know who that is. I saw the words above you, and I subscribed Monday, but now I'm eating warm pocket. Well, there we go, Donald. I mean, I just clearly follow your life. 24 cases now, says Anthony. Wow. Honestly, when this stream started half an hour ago, just under, it was 3. And you're saying now that it's... Wow, really? Let me see. Has anyone got that story then? If you can tweet me that story, if anyone's got a link to that story. This is quite big breaking news by the looks of it then. If we're saying that it is a couple of dozen people. Just days, Ryan Satin just got told 10 plus WWE superstars and executives have tested positive. What? And that has come from Ryan Satin? Ryan Satin. Let's have a look. I know this is all a bit slapdash, but this is huge news if true. In Jacksonville, not implementing. Moxley pulled, has learned multiple people. All I can see on Ryan Satin is he says
Matt J. Hendricks is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. I think Su Yung would be a great fit for the Funhouse given that she also has split personalities in Susie and the Undead Bride.
I agree, dude. Matt J. Hendricks, let me add you to the top. Thank you, Matt J. Hendricks. Yeah, if you are just joining us, big breaking story of coronavirus seemingly sweeping through the WWE. And I'm trying to find accurate information on it because I will never sit here and share like absolute rubbish with you guys from sources that I don't at least believe are credible. I always want to get this information from, the big names that have got good track records. I mean, personally, I really like WrestleVotes. WrestleVotes have really come good on a lot of the stuff they've said this year. So I always tend to lean towards those guys, but they don't discuss everything. But it certainly seems like I've seen the 3. I've got nothing talking about a couple of dozen or anything like that yet. So we'll wait to see how that comes through. So there we go. Latest information. You're kind of in the same place I am. I sent it to you on a Twitter DM, says Anthony. Okay, dude, thank you. Let's have a look. Quick look. I don't normally like jumping on Twitter DMs because I feel like it's a bit... Do you know what I mean? We're streaming and everyone should have my attention. I think C Wrestling has pinged something across as well. What's C Wrestling got? This is from PW Insider 6:05. So that would have been what? 11:05. We are told not all talents. One source believes the positives to be 24, but PW Insider has not been able to vet that is accurate. So there we go. That's the quote from this that C has just sent me. It says that one source believes it could be 24, but PW Insider can't confirm it. So just quickly reading that. That's where we are. Did you see Moxley came forward and told thank you to Anthony and to C Wrestling for sending that through? It certainly could be a couple of dozen. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying that it certainly could be, but PW aren't confirming that at this stage. Leaf Morning Dew says, did you see that Jon Moxley came forward? Yes, I saw that. Little Kenzo 21. Days, do you like Enzo and Cass, their first figures? I seem to recall pretty much all the Enzo figures were good. The Elite that came out was incredible. Like, the Elite Enzo figures are fantastic. I seem to recall the battle packs and the basics were strong as well. The thing about Enzo is that you can make very interesting figures out of him. So I feel like you can't really go wrong with the Enzo figures. Big Cass is a bit different because he's bland. He's just kind of tall, and that's it. Very much like his wrestling style is tall, and that's about it. So, I kind of feel like some of those were a bit hit and miss. There's not really any that are that exciting. I think you can get a decent Elite, but some of the basics and whatever are a bit... Daniel says the Lucha Bros are back tonight, as both Pentagon and Phoenix have posted on Instagram. I don't know if Pac is back. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if the international travel ban has been lifted, to be honest. So, yeah, I don't know on that front. So, yeah, not too sure about that. No, I wouldn't expect Pac. He's certainly not advertised. And Lucha Bros aren't advertised either, so... But it could always be a surprise. Fernando says Viking Raiders versus Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza in a ladder match. Could be heading that way. Days, did you know Logan Stars will be on AEW? No. Days, how are you? I'm good. Can I get a quick shout out? Yes, Donald Jackson, shout out to you. Thank you for the support. Creed says Pac is stuck in the UK. Yeah, I mean, not really stuck. Do you know what I mean? It is where he's from. He just can't leave the UK at the moment and travel to the US. Make it seem like he's in a lift. Do you know what I mean? Mate, you're kind of comparing the UK to a lift. I'm not sure I'd use the word stuck. I mean, we've got plenty of space. We've got food. They look after us here. It's all right in the UK, you know. We've got cinemas. I mean, they're not open, but we've got them. We've got books. We've got everything. Days, who do you think will end up with the NXT UK and NXT championships? I don't know, mate. I mean, look, NXT UK is on hold, so I don't know what plans they've got for that. And with the whole fire that's been going on with the whole speaking out thing, I can't say. In regards to NXT, I think Keith Lee. I'm leaning towards Keith Lee. I think that he is someone that was on fire at the start of the year, was face-to-face with Brock in the Royal Rumble. Didn't really get any great feuds since then. He's kind of revisited Dijakovic. He's done his feud recently with Johnny has been pretty good. That's been all right. Just a couple of matches, though, you know, it's not been that long yet. I mean, it could be that Finn wins tonight and then the Keith-Johnny feud just continues. But I don't know, man. I mean, at some point, they've got to pull that trigger. Do you know what I mean? They've got to put him in the main event. They've got to put him right up there. Because he can have great matches and people love Keith Lee. Days, is there no TNT Open Challenge tonight? I don't believe so. There hasn't been a Cody match advertised, no. So Days, let's start Hot Pockets drop shipping operation. Could you imagine if I left YouTube for that? That'd be amazing. That would be maybe the greatest reason why someone stopped doing YouTube. Did you hear about Days? Yeah, it was, he was on YouTube, doing all right. And he just packed it all in because now he sells Hot Pockets in the UK. Part of me thinks it's worth doing just so that people can say that sentence. Do you know what I mean? That's a great sentence. That's a sentence that I want to be a part of. So, yeah, I'm down. I'm tempted. The only problem is I will eat a good percentage of the stock because I do like Hot Pockets. Are you going to make more replica title reviews? I love belts. I'm a huge belt fanatic and I would love to. But the only problem is where a figure is like $20, a belt is not. So that's what makes it a little bit tricky. Days, AMC theaters are going to open in July. Well, that's big news. Did you like Vaudevillain figures? They were all right. Did you hear Carlito might return? I did not hear that, Kato, no. I know that they wanted him a while ago, but they weren't keen on how they were going to use him, and so he turned them down. But I haven't heard about that he might be coming back soon. I hadn't heard that, no. Matt J. Hendricks again. Here we go. He says Karrion Kross is going to cost Keith Lee the match since Lee smashed the hourglass last week. Makes sense. That makes sense. Days, do you like the new Harvey figure? What new Harvey figure? Shout out
Matt
to
J. Hendricks
Liam.
is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Karrion Kross will cost Keith Lee the match since Lee smashed his hourglass last week.
Kai says, do you think that when Keith Lee gets called up, he's going to be booked strong? I think so. I mean, I think he's going to be okay. I wouldn't expect anything amazing. I mean, look at Aleister Black. What's Aleister Black done since he got called up? Keith Lee might be treated a little better than that because he's got the size, and Vince obviously likes that. He likes bigger guys. So, yeah, Keith Lee, I think, is going to be treated similar to Aleister Black, maybe a little better. But don't go expecting a Brock Lesnar push where he's going for a world title within the first year. I'm not expecting anything like that. There's just no track record of it. It's just when people get called up from NXT, they basically start over again. Do you know what I mean? It's as if WWE don't even watch their own shows. It's as if WWE don't even watch NXT, and then as soon as they get called up, Vince is like, right, okay, we're going to have to introduce this guy to the crowd, when most of the crowd already know who they are. But Vince is like, no, we've got to go back to square one. We're going to change your name, right? We're going to take the first name away, or we're going to tweak the music, or, let's put you in there with some jobbers. Whereas all the crowd are like, we've just been watching this guy for 3 years. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's a real disconnect between NXT and when people get called up. And they need to address that. I blame Vince for everything. Matt J. Hendricks says, the Sanity and Kairi Sane figures were cool. Yeah. James Chadwick says, what the hell are Hot Pockets? Well, that's the problem, James. You don't know because you're sat here in the oppressive United Kingdom. I mean, this is like a third world country, right? I know I was just putting over the UK saying that we've got cinemas and books, but you know what we don't have? We don't have Hot Pockets. And until we do, I fear for our survival. I really do. I really do. Everyone thinks that Brexit is going to be the downfall of the UK. I think it's going to be a Hot Pockets shortage. Days, are you excited for Wardlow versus Luchasaurus? Not really, to be honest. I think that it's a lumberjack match, which, I mean, might be all right, but I can't really remember that many great lumberjack matches, to be honest. It's not my favourite stipulation. Like, a lumberjack match. I don't know. I mean, you could technically say that AJ Styles against Matt Riddle was a lumberjack match because that had people around the ring. But they just weren't meant to be getting involved and throwing, people back in. But, of course, Matt Riddle did have a slight altercation with King Corbin. So, I don't know. You could say that was a lumberjack match, but I'm not sure you can compare AJ Styles and Matt Riddle's in-ring abilities with Wardlow and Luchasaurus. Although Luchasaurus is very good. But the jury is still out on Wardlow. So, no, I don't know. I'm not too hyped about it. Days, do you guys have ramen? I don't know what that is, so I can't answer. I'm going to say no, but we might do. What is it? Matt J. Hendricks says we need a petition for Hot Pockets in the UK. We do. At least we don't get lots of snow here. Well, there is always that. Matthew says, what's your thoughts on Anthony Martial being the greatest striker to ever lace up a pair of boots in the Premier League? First hat-trick since Robin Van Persie against Villa. What a man. Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive. And I still feel that Man U need a striker. I know we're going off wrestling for a second here. I still feel that they need a good out-and-out striker because for me, you're never going to go a whole season without injuries, and Martial is someone that can always be used in rotation. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to start games. I'm just saying that why would you want to rely on having everyone? Do you know what I mean? I've got all these people that are all going to stay fit. They're all going to be healthy. They're all going to be on form throughout the whole season. It's not realistic. You need to bring in a new striker and then start rotating a few people. Martial can play up front or on the wing. So I think it would be a wise investment to still bring in a striker even after today's performance. Ramen is noodles. Thin noodles. Okay, cool. Then, yeah, we definitely do have noodles. Does the UK have fish and chips? We're sort of known for them, yes. And pizza, we do. We just don't have them in Hot Pocket form. I think if we get Sancho, Greenwood will be played more up top. Him and another good centre-back and long-term DM, says Matthew. Do you think Adam Cole will be booked strong on the main roster? Yeah, look, I think anyone that's good and has got some momentum going, I think is going to be used well. But there's no one that I can see that's going to come up and take the main roster by storm. I think Matt Riddle has got a really good opportunity, but I just can't see anyone coming up and doing what Brock did in 2002, and getting a world title shot within a year and main event in WrestleMania and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I can't see anyone doing that because, as I said, when they get called up, they tend to get treated well, but not get thrown right at the top. We have BBC. America doesn't. I think they do. They've got America's got BBC America, I think it's called. Days, what intro do you like best? Raw's Every Day We Fight to Be Legendary or SmackDown Are You Ready? I don't really like either, to be honest. I think they're both pretty poor. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of either. Days, how would you book the women's division? Tricky because the women's division is going through some problems, isn't it? I mean, it looks like Charlotte's going to be out now for a while. Becky is having a baby. We don't know what's happening with Ronda. I mean, I'm of the opinion Ronda should have been back by now. I think she's still got some time left on her contract. I think she is going to have to come back at some point. 'Cause I don't know that her original contract is done and that's it. Legit, I don't know. So, I think we do see Ronda again. Look, if I was booking the women's division, I'd be keeping that title on Asuka for a very, very long time. I would be establishing her as one of the great champions of all time. Because what else is there for her to do? She's won Money in the Bank. She's won Royal Rumble. All right, she could win an Elimination Chamber, but I mean, she could do that as a champion. I think what Asuka needs, and I think, you know, people might disagree with this, but I like long title reigns. The longer a title reign goes on, the more prestigious it feels. When that person loses the belt, it means something. Like if Apollo loses the US title, I don't even know that I'm going to notice. Honestly, I'm not even sure I'm going to care. And the same with the women's tag titles. If Bayley and Sasha drop them, I'm not going to bat an eyelid. But when Adam Cole loses that NXT title, that is going to be huge. That's going to be a massive moment because he's held it for so long and he's been through so many wars that when someone does finally get it, it's going to be a big, big thing. So I'm a big fan of long title reigns. I would be in no rush to take that title off Asuka. And so I think how they're booking the women's division at the moment is probably as good as they can do. Although it'd be nice to see a bit more of Bianca Belair. Be nice to see a bit more of Shayna Baszler. Be nice to get some secondary storylines on the go. But yeah, I think what they're doing at the moment actually is pretty decent stuff when it comes to the women's division. We've only got 13 minutes. This is exactly what I keep talking about. We're just sitting here, right? Just talking about matches that are coming up, talking about the coronavirus stuff, answering a few little questions. And before you know it, we've got 13 minutes and then the show's going to begin. So, it's amazing. Amazing how time flies. Jason P says, Days, there are Hot Pockets, but they're called
Matt J.
Pop-Tarts.
Hendricks is a legend.
No, they're not
They
the same.
donated $10 via Super Chat. It should be Asuka versus Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam.
Jason, how... You know that I'm a big fan of you, Jason, but how you can compare a Hot Pocket to a Pop-Tart is beyond me. I don't even know how you've done that. I don't know how you have been able to sit there and actually even type those words. It is a sham, Jason. It is a sham. If this is something that your parents have told you, right, then you need to either have a very strong word or alternatively write them a very strong letter, because there is no way that you can compare a Hot Pocket to a Pop-Tart. And honestly, it's really bad parenting. It's really bad parenting. And I'm at the point where I honestly think I should call the authorities. If that's what they've been telling you, if those are the lies that you've been told as you've been raised, I worry about the future of this country. I really do. I really do. Matt J. Hendricks says it should be Asuka versus Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, both have got like MMA kind of styles. I don't know that Asuka's got a background in it, if she's actually had MMA fights, but she's definitely MMA trained. Definitely MMA trained. So, yeah, that would make a very interesting matchup. A very interesting matchup. Jaywalking is illegal. That's good to know. Why would you want to walk in the shape of a J? Run with the Hunted says Meltzer has reported 15 minutes. Does that mean 15 minutes ago? As of this moment, WWE has made no internal statement to its employees regarding the positive tests. If true, there are something seriously wrong with this company, says... well, that's coming from Meltzer, apparently. That's going to be the best thing you say all night, telling Jason about Hot Pockets. Well, look, someone need to. Someone need to. Jason, just know, everyone loves you. No one is blaming you. There's not a single ounce of blame that's being thrown in your direction. But there's big question marks about how you've been brought up. I've just got to say it. Do you know what I mean? I am going to say what everyone's thinking. There's big question marks there because mate, I think you've been lied to. You've honestly been lied to. Pop Pockets. It's a whole new thing, William. Pop Pockets. Imagine that if they did Pop Pockets. I can imagine that on like Nickelodeon. Do you know what I mean? Like you watching some on Nickelodeon. Not that I do, but you get to like the commercials and they're like Pop Pockets. Yeah. It's like a Pop-Tart mixed with a Hot Pocket for kids. Pop Pockets. I'm even starting to get like a theme song in my head as well. I don't know how we got here. I blame Jason. The pepperoni pizza Hot Pockets are my favourite. All right, Heather, you haven't got to rub it in. All right, thanks for telling me like what your favourite is as I'm sat here in an oppressed country that doesn't even have them. There's no point going through your list of favourite flavours. I think I had a meatball one, and it was beautiful. Phil B, don't you ruin Hot Pockets. What is Phil B saying? Would you like to see Asuka Shayna? Yes. Where do you rate Eddie Guerrero? Right at the top. I think like most people, I think his in-ring psychology was amongst the best. I think his wrestling was incredible. Storytelling. I mean, he had it all, didn't he? Yeah, well, to the point where he did go on to become champion. So, I mean, even the fans, the company, everyone sees him as one of the greatest of his generation. And honestly, if you're one of the greats of your generation, you're one of the greats of all time. Because the history of professional wrestling doesn't really go back that far, in all fairness. I know, like, towards the end of the late 1800s is where, you know, you've got carnies and them putting on wrestling shows for people to watch and enjoy, and you know, it kind of really came out of that. So yeah, the kind of professional wrestling business obviously really exploded in the 1900s. So yeah, if you're at the top of your game of your generation, then because professional wrestling is still relative. I mean, wrestling itself, of course, is not. Let's not get the two mixed up. I'm talking about professional wrestling where you can earn money from it is relatively new. But going back, like, you know, it was in the Olympics and things like that. But I'm not sure that they were... I don't know, actually, if they were paid. My knowledge on that is a little poor. But I know it goes back to the original Olympic Games. But, like, as a proper business... like really exploded in the 1900s. Days, are you going to shave that beard? Yes. Hot Pockets are also... Okay, dude, I don't need to know all the different flavours. Do you know what I mean? That's just cruel. Do you know what I mean? Could you imagine if I was sat here surrounded by unicorns, right? And I was like, oh, look at this unicorn, it's yellow. Oh, look at this unicorn, it's pink, and when it farts, sprinkles comes out, right? That wouldn't be very nice, would it? Because how many unicorns have you got? You've got no unicorns. Let's think about that. Dave's random question. If wrestling and food had another combination, what would the food... What's going on? If wrestling and food had another combination... What do you mean another combination? What combinations are there? What would the food be? And what would the flavour be? What do you mean? What are you on about? What do you mean? Like, what, I don't know what you mean. Are you trying to get people to name wrestlers and food again? Like, we've been down this road before. I'm not going down that road. Shave the beard and shock the system. Hot Pockets are sexy, you know it. What would be the worst flavour Hot Pocket? We're not going down this road. Unicorns fart rainbows, says Phil B. There we go, breaking news. We've got 5 minutes. For those of you that are just joining us, let's not talk about Hot Pockets and unicorns. Let's talk about what we're going to see tonight. And what we're going to see tonight is wrestling. So over on NXT, we've got Keith Lee Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor. They're going to be competing for the North American Championship. Winner will go on to face Adam Cole next week. We've also got Bronson Reed taking on Karrion Kross. And we've got Damian Priest taking on Cameron Grimes. Over on AEW, we got Jericho and Orange Cassidy face to face. We got FTR taking on SCU. We got Brodie Lee and Colt Cabana taking on Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. We got Luchasaurus against Wardlow in a lumberjack match. We got Santana versus Matt Hardy. We got Hikaru Shida in action, and we've got a press conference for Fighter Fest. So there we go. Less than 4 minutes to go. Less than 4 minutes to go. You are up to speed with everything that's going to go down tonight, or at least everything that's been advertised. We also know that coronavirus is back. This is the sequel, Coronavirus 2, The Revenge, is here. The coronavirus strikes back. So, yes, we have got that to deal with as well. 2020 just keeps on getting better. Days, not to kill the party. Oh, it's not even started, so don't worry about it. But today in WWE history, Chris Benoit incident happened. Well, there we go. Thanks for that information. Thanks. That's great. That has set us up a treat for looking forward to what's to come tonight. Just what we needed. So, yes, right. 2 minutes 48 is what we've got. Days, would you rather be a llama or an alpaca? That is such a great question. What's the difference? What is the difference? What's an alpaca do? Let's have a look. Alpacas. They look quite furry. The alpaca is a camelid descended from a vicuna, often confused with a llama by idiots. Alpacas are noticeably smaller. There we go. They are noticeably smaller. So, do I want to be a little alpaca? Or do I want to be a llama? Let's have a look. What's llamas do? Well, they look the same. They do look... I can understand why they are confused. Widely used as meat? Ugh. Llamas are social animals, live as a herd. That's cool. Hang out with others. Their wool is very soft. That's nice. They can learn simple tasks. Amazing. There we go. If I was a llama, I might still be able to stream. They can learn simple tasks. Do I wanna learn simple tasks but basically be meat? Or do I want to be a little bit smaller and be an alpaca? I'll go llama. Because I might be able to learn MMA and then I can defend myself. So there we go. Days, a revised question. What's the oldest wrestling thing you own? That's a great question. What is the oldest wrestling thing I own? It's probably going to be an LJN in it from like the 80s. I think when's the Chic one from? I don't know when the British Bulldog. I've got this Chic LJN that's from 84. That's 1984. It's quite old, isn't it? 84. Have you got anything older than 84? I wish I had something from the 70s. I might just buy something from the 1970s. No, I think it's probably this. Oh, that's a bit disappointing, actually. I'd love to sit here with some super old. Just the Iron Sheik. There we go. I make you humble. Sheiky Baby, who we enjoyed yesterday during WrestleMania 1 watch-along, which I loved, by the way. Loved yesterday's watch-along. So much fun. Right, we haven't got time to talk about the Iron Sheik, and now he's going to make you humble. Super annoying. There we go. Right, AEW is about to begin. everything's about to begin. 1 hour ago, Cameron Grimes with his stupid squeaky voice. There's Damian Priest has been... it's always by his car, innit? Hey, take it easy, take it easy. Damian Priest has been beaten up. Well, is he? What's that mean? Is he not going to be able to compete tonight? Well, Cameron Grimes is making his way down, so not sure what that means. Ricky Starks in the crowd for AEW. Cameron Grimes making his way down, but he might not be competing against Damian Priest. I can't get on with this gimmick. I just cannot get on with this. I don't know what the gimmick is. That's right, baby. My name is Cameron Grimes. We have got Wardlow coming out. So it looks like we've got Wardlow against Luchasaurus. This is not a great way to start NXT unless someone good is about to come out. Unless Shawn Michaels is about to come out. Are you kidding me? J14, shout out to you. Right, so MJF is at ringside as Luchasaurus comes out with Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt. We've actually got Pyro going off on AEW. Cameron Grimes. The Limitless One is going to bask in his glory tonight. Hello, Trini. Hope you are well. David Paul says, I would have made Luchasaurus and Wardlow the main event. Wow, here's Damian Priest. Look, he's already bandaged up. That was... Oh, okay, well, in all fairness, they did say it was an hour ago. I was going to say that was fast. The Puerto Rican powerhouse? The Puerto Rican powerhouse? I want to be the Hot Pocket Priest. That's what I want to be. The Puerto Rican powerhouse. I thought this was... Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I thought this was a lumberjack match. There's not many lumberjacks. I think they've had to... because of the coronavirus news, have they had to kind of scale down the lumberjackness? I mean, there are a few people, in all fairness. It's a 2020 version of a lumberjack match where you've got literally 10 people around the ring. Right, well, we are underway with Damian Priest against Cameron Grimes. We've got Luchasaurus and Wardlow underway. Wardlow is going to be a huge star, says Jeremy. I'm kind of surprised they turned Damian Priest face so fast. Yeah. Well, going into the corner, no one home. Luchasaurus on the outside. Big strike to Wardlow by Luchasaurus. MJF grabbing the leg of Luchasaurus. That allows Wardlow to drive his shoulder into the midsection. Wardlow is strong, says Lone Star Friend. He is. So we are well underway with both shows. Cameron Grimes rolling out of the ring. So we're starting off with two big matches. Cameron Grimes is actually saying he's done. He's waving this off. He's like, forget this. But it was just to get Damian Priest to come out of the ring, and then he actually charges over. That's good work. I wish they would give Cameron Grimes a different gimmick. Something that I could actually get behind. Because that was some really good heel work there by Cameron Grimes to be like, forget this, walk away. And as soon as Damian Priest jumped out, charges over. It was clever. Damian Priest looked like he was going for the razor's edge. Down goes Cameron Grimes, who gets his double stomp. Double stomp by Cameron Grimes, who looks surprised that he was managed to get it. Look, Wardlow in control on AEW right now. Chops coming in as he's driving. Luchasaurus goes into the corner. Nice clothesline by Luchasaurus, though. Kick to the midsection by Luchasaurus. Damian Priest going over, looking for that double stomp again. Essential business. Double foot stomp. Yes. There's that double stomp by Cameron Grimes. 1, 2. And Grimes gets it. Grimes beats Damian Priest. That's a big win. That's a big win. I mean, in all fairness, he had softened him up earlier in the night. Over on AEW, Luchasaurus in control. Wardlow picking him up, putting him to the outside. So we're done with our first match on NXT. Cameron Grimes picking up the victory. Wardlow is in a bad place here as Luchasaurus is going to look to choke slam him. Headbutt though. Wardlow fighting back. Both guys up on that middle rope. Headbutts coming in by Wardlow. Two big heavyweights going at it to start us off with AEW with a superplex. Big superplex by Wardlow. Over on NXT, we've got Rhea Ripley. Robert Stone interrupting Rhea Ripley. Robert Stone looking a little better. Not as much of a mess as we've seen in recent weeks. Rhea Ripley says, I'm not interested, I'm not going to sign. Head scissor takedown by Wardlow. That was impressive for such a big guy. Wardlow grabbing the mask and headbutting. He did, yes. He's now got Luchasaurus up on his shoulders, but Luchasaurus gets down onto his feet. Oh. It was a bit of a Spanish fly, but didn't quite come off. Robert Stone gets thrown into a dumpster. Aaliyah getting into the face of Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley's not bothered in the slightest. Slap from Aaliyah. Rhea Ripley smiles, walks away and says, see you later. And Aaliyah thinks, knows that she's done something wrong there. So I think we're going to see Aaliyah against Rhea Ripley later tonight, which would be quite interesting. Over on AEW, we're still underway with this as Wardlow throws Jungle Boy off of the entrance stage. They're actually, all of the heels are beating up on Jungle Boy. NXT is going to go to commercial break. Marco Stunt comes running round. There's a lot of action happening round that side. There's a big brawl now by the looks of it. Wardlow, Luchasaurus fighting on the entrance stage. Trading blows back and forth. And are they going through the entrance tunnels? Where are they? They're staying on the entrance stage right now. Wardlow and Luchasaurus. Who's getting involved? Big multi-man spot. Luchasaurus grabbing Wardlow reversing, and Luchasaurus going into some barricades. Marco Stunt jumps up, jumps on the back of Wardlow. He picks up Marco. Hurls Marco. Marco got some big air there. Marco absolutely flew. Absolutely flew. Luchasaurus. Nice kick. Wardlow goes down. Not a big fan of these multi-man spots, to be honest. Luchasaurus now for a fourth. Is this a fourth time? Four times there's been multi-man spots. Hello, Jason. Hope you are well. Shooting star. Yeah, that's what Luchasaurus just did onto this crowd of people. Not Jungle Boy. Good match, says Jeremy. Right, here we go. We've got Luchasaurus behind Wardlow. Nice, oh, beautiful spinning kick. Kick to the head as well. Such great strikes. Lovely choke slam by Luchasaurus, who's going for the pin, but the ref is distracted by MJF. Jungle Boy with a great spear. Wardlow from behind. Low blow. Low blow by Wardlow. It was a Wardlow blow. A Wardlow blow. On the shoulders. Airplane spin. 1, 2. And he plants Luchasaurus down. Gets the win. Thanks to a Wardlow blow. How is it even possible that someone that big can do a shooting star? It's very impressive. I just wouldn't have done it there. I think that's the kind of thing that you do when you've got to dig deep and you've got to pull something amazing out of the bag. It's kind of a throwaway spot there. I don't feel like it was needed at that point. But take nothing away from his athleticism. There's a lot of excitement about Luchasaurus, and rightfully so. But sadly, he comes up short here against Wardlow. There's a big melee now. Lots of people in the ring. Over on NXT, we're back with Timothy Thatcher. I love these. I love these little vignettes. It's really interesting watching him like teaching people how to put on wrestling holds. Twice the pain with no effort whatsoever, showing just how great of a wrestler he is. I love the way they're presenting Timothy Thatcher. He's quickly becoming one of my favorites. Another match made for Fyter Fest. Maybe Io and Asuka versus Sasha and Bayley in a winner-take-all match for the tag titles and the NXT Women's Championship. Tyler says, what's happening on NXT? We was at commercial break. So there was nothing to really talk about, but we've come back and there was a really good little Timothy Thatcher vignette, which I'm a big fan of. Over on AEW, we've just got a little advert showing us Brian Cage, who is going to be in action later. Okay. Is it Phantasma? Yeah. I can't remember what he's called now. It's not Phantasma anymore, is it? Here we go. Something. Santos Escobar. Escobar, is it? Okay, well, Santos Escobar looks cool. I like his entrance music. He feels like a big deal. He looks a lot better without the mask as well, in all fairness. That mask didn't really work for him. I mean, it was all right, but I just kind of feel like this is better. So Santos Escobar is taking on Jake Atlas. Daze, what's your thoughts on the Adam Flabey figure? I don't know what you're on about. So Jake Atlas making his way into the ring. Over on AEW, it looks like Tony's just got a note from Britt. There we go. A friendship timeout by Britt Baker. She's given Tony a friendship timeout. She's got a bit of security, and she is now behind some plexiglass. I do like what they're doing with Britt Baker. I think Britt Baker is, even though she's injured, the way they're using her is brilliant. So credit to AEW for that, finding a way of still presenting an injured wrestler in such an entertaining way. It's Santos Escobar. Escobar. Oh, that's pretty close. Imagine if Orange Cassidy was an apple or a banana Cassidy. It'd be amazing. Former King Cuerno from Lucha Underground, says Smith's Grove. Yes. Why did Adam Page delete his Twitter account? I heard that it was he wasn't accused of anything. It was just... I gotta be honest. I mean, when you open up Twitter, all you're greeted by is bad news. Do you know what I mean? There's very little positivity that you can find on Twitter these days. And he's probably just had enough. I can't say I blame him. Okay, so AEW has gone to commercial break. NXT underway with its second match of the evening. We've got Santos Escobar taking on Jake Atlas. I do like Jake Atlas's... we've seen him do it before. It's like a cartwheel across the top rope into a DDT, which is very impressive. So he's definitely got some good skills, Jake Atlas. But I really like how they're presenting this Santos Escobar. Most of it is bad news, says your boy Yoshi Sensei. Are you going to be streaming Fyter Fest? Yeah, I mean, we're just going to do the same as we always do. We're going to watch NXT. We're going to watch AEW. The disappointing thing is that Fyter Fest is not a separate show. I wish it was a separate show on a weekend. Instead, they're just kind of souping up Dynamite. Head scissor takedown by Jake Atlas, but Santos Escobar is on his feet in the corner. Atlas goes over, is to the outside, forearm strike by Atlas. He's got to worry about Raul Mendoza and Whackin' Wild, who are on the outside as well. Again, we are at commercial break. We're already 20 minutes into the shows, and now NXT goes to a commercial break. Twitter does nothing to make Twitter better, says Jim Gore. Days, I think they should eventually put the NXT title on Escobar in a year or two. He's great. I agree. I really like the presentation of him. I really like the presentation. Donald Jackson says Keith is going to win, and then he'll beat Adam Cole, and then he'll shock the system of WWE. Yeah, I largely, I agree with that. I largely agree. Right, we're going back to AEW. We've got Hikaru Shida in action. I'm not sure who she's facing tonight, but she's making her way out now. Shida. She's taking on Red Velvet. There we go, Red Velvet. It's lovely, isn't it? Red Velvet. Well, I can't wait to see Red Velvet. I don't know that I've seen Red Velvet. She better fight in Red Velvet. Otherwise, I am definitely going to feel cheated. Here we go. Look, Karu looks very angry. I don't know what she's upset about. She's gone to the outside. Face to face with Penelope Ford. Why? I don't understand. Why is she having a go at her? She hasn't done anything. Shida, very upset for seemingly no reason. All right, just get in the ring, love. She hasn't done anything. Oh, now she has. Now she's slapped her. Penelope Ford slaps Shida. Ricky Starks. You can see Ricky Starks standing ringside, and he's just like, oh, you probably shouldn't have done that. Right, Red Velvet is wearing red, and is it velvet? We might never know. Both are in red. Why are both in red? Plants are down. 1, 2, 3. We honestly might never know. The match is over. Shida now attacking Penelope Ford from behind. Here we go. So they're building up this match that's going to be taking place at Fyter Fest. Here we go. Still going at it. Lever Bates literally did nothing there to stop this. Ricky Starks is trying to separate them. Ricky Starks is trying to hold back Shida. I think Starks has taken an elbow to the face there. Wow, these two really don't like each other, do they? Stroke Daddy getting an eye injury. Ricky Starks just lost to Shida. Right, we're back with Santos Escobar. They are wrestling at the pay-per-view. Yes. Yes, they're building for that, yes. If AJ and Finn Balor become a tag team on the main roster, would they be called Bullet Club? No, I don't think so. I think that's probably owned by New Japan. They'd have to be Ammo Club. That's what they would have to be. Right, Fyter Fest. We got a Fyter Fest press conference. What is your favorite male star in NXT? I gotta tell you, Timothy Thatcher is getting there. I really like Timothy Thatcher. I think that Fight Pit match was one of the best things I've seen all year. We're still underway with Jake Atlas and Santos Escobar. I have to say, NXT is better than AEW tonight so far. Yeah. Days, when will the UK open up for a toy hunt? The toy shops have reopened now. We're just seeing a press conference on AEW. In fact, let me change it over on screen. They should do more press conferences. Yeah, it's quite good. It's got a good feel to it. Arn Anderson says it's not the right time for us to be facing Hager. Cody is sitting there laughing. I don't think Cody cares. I like how they're showing that TNT Championship, just holding it behind Cody. It's kind of got a bit of a UFC or a boxing feel, you know, like a boxing press conference. Presentation is very good. We're still underway with this. They're really putting over Jake Atlas here. looking very strong against Santos Escobar with a standing moonsault. Comes crashing down, looking for the pin. 2. What do you think about Sasha Asuka? Love it. Think it'll be a good match. Fan of both of them. Maverick's going to interfere. That's a good shout. That's a good shout, Jordan. I can see that. I want more contract signings, says Wrestling Days fan. Yes. These press conferences are quality, says Cypriot J. I agree. You can see in the chat, everyone's loving it. Lots of praise for this press conference as Cody is about to talk. Smile on his face. The belt exactly the same, by the way. Still no developments there. Jake Atlas planting. Santos too. Kick out by Santos. Here we go. Slap to the face. On the shoulders of Santos Escobar, knees to the face. Plants Jake Atlas. 1, 2. And finally the match is over. Santos Escobar with a driver picking up the win. That's good. Those are the kind of matches he needs. Good wars. Honest. I like it when heels get good, clean wins, you know? I don't know how much you can say that was clean, because certainly the two on the outside were getting involved, but at least the finish, the direct finish, was clean. NXT putting on an amazing match. It's good. Good match. And as we said, that's exactly what Santos Escobar needs to establish himself. More of those kinds of contests. Cody says this isn't the finish bout again. That's public knowledge. Hager's here. So Hager has arrived. Is this a surprise? Did he not know that Hager was going to a press conference for their match? Was he not expecting Hager? There's a whole side of the table that's not... I don't understand. I don't understand. Why is he so worried? So, this is good. Look, face to face. TNT Championship being held in between the two of them. Trying to make it feel like a big title match. Hager looks really good. Hager putting his fist next to Cody's face. It's got a good build, man. It's a really good, intriguing way to build this. Hager's wife throws water. Throws water at Cody. And that's that. Okay, Undisputed Era with another of their vignettes over on NXT. AEW goes to commercial break. That was done really well. Press conference was really good by AEW. Okay, so they're putting Roderick Strong into the trunk of a car so he can overcome his... There we go. Roderick Strong is in the trunk of a car. And there we go. He gets back out again. They're trying to cure him of his phobia. And now they're saying tonight you've got to face Dexter Lumis to really overcome your phobia. He doesn't look so sure about that. Yeah, that's not. I don't know that he's that pleased about that. Cody is not a main eventer. No matter how bad he tries, you know there's going to be some stories coming out eventually about Cody constantly booking himself. I don't know, actually. I like Cody. I think Cody could be a main eventer. I think he's been consistently the person that has put on like the best matches, or the matches certainly that I've enjoyed the most. So I am a Cody fan. Plus, also he lost that match, didn't he? That says that he can't compete for the AEW Championship. So I don't know that this is going to be the main event. I'm not expecting it to be the main event, but the way it's built up, the press conference, I thought was done very, very well. Well, we are, look, a quarter of the way through the shows. I think there's been some really interesting stuff on both shows so far. Really enjoyed the press conference. I think that might be my favourite part of AEW so far. I think the match we just had with Jake Atlas and Santos Escobar was really strong. So there's been some decent stuff on both shows in this first quarter. But we're about to go back to AEW. I loved the press conference, says iVillain. They should definitely do more of that. John says, tail of the tape. Yep. We did just get a tail of the tape for Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, and Finn Balor. Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela hanging out together is quite interesting. Some people at a garage that are surrounding Sonny. This is quite interesting. I like this. Joey Janela. This is good, actually. This is like a fight in a petrol station. Sonny Kiss working together with Joey Janela to take out these thugs. Kind of feels like a movie. Had a bit of music in the background. That was quite interesting. I kind of like that. Right, Colt Cabana making his way out is still the same, but apparently he's teaming here with Brodie Lee. Colt Cabana's AEW record is 5 wins, 5 defeats. Cabana and Brodie Lee. Who do they face him? They are facing... Is it Janela and... Kitty it is. So no entrance for Janela and Sonny Kiss. Even though they just got that vignette. I don't understand. That kind of felt like they were getting a push. Kind of felt like they were being like showcased as a new team and, you know, support these guys. But now they're in a match against Cabana and Brodie Lee. I can't see them winning this. Okay, it's a bit strange. I hate Cruz Andrade and Owens Garza feud, says Jordan. NXT is better, says Iris. Days, pick your favourite, night 1 or night 2? Night. I would say night. I don't know, actually. What night was Rhea? Rhea and Charlotte, was that night 2? That was good. But Boneyard was night 1. That was good. I can't remember. I scored one slightly higher than the other, and I can't remember which one. I think it was night 1. I scored like a whisker higher. Right, very strange match here. I like what they just did with Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. But now they've put him in a match against Brodie Lee and Colt Cabana, which doesn't... I can't quite get my head around that. Because I'd like Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss to win this, but I can't see that happening. Not against Brodie and Colt. We've got Invia. Is it Invia Sean? Indashir, isn't it? I like these guys. Yeah, Indashir. So, still to come, we've got Johnny Gargano, Keith Lee, Finn Balor on NXT. We're underway with Colt Cabana and Brodie Lee against Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. What is your favorite AEW match type? I don't know what you mean. Adam Cole. We're just looking at Adam Cole. Against the ropes goes Colt Cabana on AEW. Gets picked up by Sonny Kiss. Nice. Bulldog. Flipped over. Leg drop by Joey. Joey and Sonny working quite well together here, you know. Brodie grabbing Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss over the top. Does splits. Oh. Couple of Dark Order members working together. Sonny Kiss gets caught with that elbow by Colt Cabana. Sonny Kiss goes down. Colt Cabana comes crashing down on Sonny Kiss. Only a 2. When is NXT? Well, NXT is on right now. Finn Balor. We've just seen what happened last week. How we got to tonight. Colt better not get pinned. Well, the feed has just gone to black. The picture's gone black. Are we at commercial break? Or what's happened? Why is the picture black? Has the picture gone black for anyone else? Or is this just on Fight TV? Because someone in the chat says, is this AEW Dark? Because I've just got a black screen. I don't know what's happening with AEW, but there's just a black screen for me. I don't know if you can see it on TNT, but on Fight, it's just a black screen. Coaster Maniac says, how have you been? I've learned that life is like a roller coaster. You've got rises and falls, but at the end of the day, you always make it back to the station. There we go. Shout out to you, Coaster. We've certainly got a problem. With AEW have got a fall at the moment. Split screen. It's picture in picture is black on TSN. So you're at commercial break and you've got a black screen, whereas I've got a completely black screen. I've got split screen between the show and commercial. It is at commercial break. Wow. Well, I've got to tell you, I mean, hopefully when we come back from the commercial break, then we go back to the action, because right now I can't tell you what's happening. I've got a black screen. But it's nothing to do with my computer. People in the chat are saying the exact same thing, that it's they're experiencing the, the same thing. Okay. So on NXT, I can tell you what's happening there. We're just looking at how we got to this match between Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, and Finn Balor. We've got the audio on AEW, but just no picture. William Hensey, watching on It's a Disaster. I've got black screen, says Tall Paul. Okay. Brodie Lee is going to work. Well, you guys might have to tell us what's happening. Because right now, there's no picture. It's a black screen for picture in picture also. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone. There's no commentary. There's no picture. The picture is back. Yay! Right, the picture is back. Forearm strike by Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss going over and tagging Joey Janela, who's going up top, puts on glasses. Why has he put glasses on? Crossbody. Sticks his fingers up at Brodie Lee. Joey against the ropes. Elbow strike by Colt Cabana. On the shoulders. Nice. Driver. 1, 2. Joey just gets a 2. NXT's at commercial break. Joey going over to Brodie. Big strike. Brodie goes to the outside. Joey going over to the outside. In about 19 minutes, I will get your thoughts on which show you think is the better show. Moonsault by Joey Janela comes crashing down onto Brodie Lee. Sonny Kiss does a moonsault to the outside, comes crashing down on Colt. So, Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela are definitely causing Brodie Lee and Colt Cabana some problems here. Colt in the corner. Uppercut by Joey. Maybe someone tripped on a cord, says Sunny Wolf. Maybe. Cole is going to interfere tonight and cost either Balor, Gargano, or Keith Lee, says Jordan. Karrion Kross is wrestling tonight. Yes, he's taking on Bronson Reed. Joey Janela trying to get the pin, and Brodie Lee is in to break it up. Against ropes goes Joey Janela. Brodie Lee goes over, gets thrown to the outside. Sonny Kiss going over. Up over the top. Gets thrown back into the ring, through the ropes. Back elbow to Colt Cabana. And Joey has got Colt on his shoulders. Sonny Kiss going up top. No, Colt Cabana rolling up Joey. Just gets a 2. Brodie Lee is back up. I tell you what, Brodie Lee just looks like an idiot in this match. Brodie Lee just keeps getting caught and thrown out the ring, and I can't figure out the booking of Brodie. He just got back up onto the edge, and Inzaguri, he gets knocked back down. He's certainly not looking like the all-powerful, exalted one here. Crossbody by Sonny Kiss. Brodie Lee gets a kick. Down goes Sonny Kiss. Botchy match on AEW, says Ryan. Dave's going to get a shout out. Shout out to you, Stevie. What if Colt turns on Brodie and that's the rivalry we're going to get, says Chalmers. Well, Brodie is back into the ring. Big clothesline. Down goes Joey Janela. This feels like the beginning of the end. Brodie invites Colt to get the pin. Just do it. Just pin him. 1, 2. And there we go. Colt Cabana gets the win. Smile on the face of Brodie. NXT is ready for it, Days. NXT is glorious tonight, says Jordan. What is the dream match you'd like to see? I've always wanted to see Undertaker Sting. And that is getting less likely as the days go by. Yeah, I thought Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela did well, actually, there. Right, Casey Catanzaro making her way down. Tag team match. Cat and Zaro. Casey Catanzaro. And is it Mia Yim? No. Caden Carter. Joey Janela throwing a chair Lance Archer. Jake the Snake's here as well. Hold him back, Lance Archer. Okay, Joey Janela's down. Why does Lance Archer want to go after Joey Janela? Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter in the ring. I don't know who they're taking on tonight. Dakota Kai, maybe? And Raquel Gonzalez? So on AEW Dark, we saw Sean Spears using the loaded glove, taking out Pineapple Pete. Yeah, Dakota Kai coming out. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Big Mommy Cool. Raquel Gonzalez, Big Mommy Cool. Is that what they're calling her? They're calling her Big Mommy Cool. Fyter Fest is next week. And it'll be across 2 weeks. So July 1st and July 8th. So there we go. Over on, they go to commercial break. NXT is going to see this tag match. Big Mommy Cool and Dakota Kai taking on Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. AEW's booking is a total cluster. Why is Archer even out there? Are we building towards an Archer Janela feud? I don't know. I love Dakota Kai. I feel depressed because I'm rewatching 2018 and Dean is there. Days, did you know that Raquel Gonzalez is dating Braun Strowman? I did not know that, no. I did not know that. Shout out to Stevie. James M. Shout out to you. Hit him with that slogan. What happens there happens here forever. Casey lands on her feet. Thrown to the corner. Goes up onto the shoulder of Raquel Gonzalez. Casey Catanzaro, so impressive in the ring. She's very small, but the stuff that she can do. Raquel Gonzalez going over. Double toe takedown and to the outside. Nice by Casey. They're working well as a team, these two. Casey and Caden. But Raquel Gonzalez's strength is just overcoming any issues that they're causing as she drives Caden Carter into the corner. Back elbow to Dakota Kai. Dakota. Here we go. Casey comes crashing down with a big Fez press. Kick out by Dakota Kai. Massive boot by Dakota Kai. Who goes for the cover. Kick out. Frustration on the face of Dakota. Who hurls Casey Catanzaro into the corner. Tags in Raquel Gonzalez. So Casey is in the wrong part of town here. And the size difference between Raquel Gonzalez and Casey Catanzaro is staggering. On the shoulders, against the ropes. Big boot by Dakota Kai. Who rolls up Casey. Caden makes the save. Days, I've been looking for so long and I can't find that arcade machine. This could take me ages to find one. Well, dude, I mean, she will have got it off the internet. And I'm telling you now, it's going to be an eBay or an Amazon job. Tag. In comes Caden. Manages to avoid forearm strike to Raquel. Big strike to Dakota. And again, down goes Dakota. Nice drop kick by Caden Carter, who's on fire at the moment. Right, over on AEW, we've got SCU making their way down. So it's going to be SCU taking on FTR. in AEW. Right. Caden Carter looking very impressive in this match. Look at that kick. I love that kick. Brilliant kick as Dakota Kai is just completely out on the ropes. Caden Carter drags her into the ring. We're seeing a replay of this kick. Love that. And I love the selling. I wish that Dakota had actually stayed there for a little while. Maybe sold it a bit longer. But it makes sense that Caden would want to try and get the pin. Head scissor takedown by Casey. In comes Raquel. This is a good match, man. This is a good match. Big kicks coming in by Casey Catanzaro. Caden with a big kick as well. Casey gets thrown up, looking for another Thez press, but gets caught by Raquel. Boom! Plants Casey down. Tag, in comes Dakota. Dakota trying to get a submission hold on to Casey, and she gets it. That's good. She's tapping. You can let her go. You've won it. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez picking up the win. I like Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai has had a lot of promise for a long time. And since she turned heel, she's really starting to fulfill that promise. But I thought in this match, Caden Carter in particular looked very impressive. In fact, all four of them did a great job. I really enjoyed the match. I think it was a real good showcase for all of them. Very good. Right, FTR against SCU. We've got Ali. He's got a little sign. Says, I miss my QT. Dakota's going to talk to us directly. She wants the title, Dakota Kai. We could be building towards Dakota Kai against Io Shirai. And any match where the competitors rhyme is going to be a great match. Dakota Kai against Io Shirai. Days, who's your favorite NXT women's superstar? I do love Io and I do love Dakota. I'd say those are my two favorite. That was a good match, says Charles. I agree. I really enjoyed it. Wrestling Days fan says, I like Dakota Kai as always. Matt Boy says you should make a channel called Cooking with Days. Mr. Yeet 6000 says, I really want her to get a push. Christian says that was a really good match. Dakota Kai versus Io Shirai, says Robin813. Yep. Well, NXT has gone to commercial break and we are 7 minutes away. 7 minutes away from getting your halftime thoughts. So there we go. 7 minutes away from your halftime thoughts. Over on AEW, we've got FTR taking on SCU. So always good to see the revival, the revolt, whatever they're calling themselves this week. Okay, we've got Cash Wheeler in there with Frankie Kazarian. So it's Kazarian and Daniels representing SCU. Should be a decent little match, this. Cash working on the arm of Kazarian, who uses that top rope to escape out of it. Nice reversal. Kazarian, back elbow by Cash. Cash against the ropes, over the top, gets caught by Daniels. This should be a really good match. As we said, SCU can work. Former AEW champions. Big chop. Knee to the midsection by Daniels. Headbutt. Against the ropes goes Cash, who gets held back by Dax. That was good. AEW has been the better show, says King Moyak. Moya Kamala. Can I have an NXT update? Nothing happening. We're at commercial break. FTR. That is a horrible name, says Charles. Chad Gable versus Mabel versus Sable. Yes, that's my dream match. Gable versus Mabel versus Sable. Suplexes to the outside as all 4 men go outside the ring. As JR says, it's chaotic. We go picture in picture. We do go to picture in picture. And I've got adverts. Why have I got adverts? No, I've just got a black screen now. Brilliant. Fight is struggling today. We go to, we cut to a black screen again. So it must be that we're starting to cut to black screens for commercial breaks, which is a bit frustrating. Over on NXT, we are back. We've got Keith Lee getting ready for that massive main event of Keith Lee taking on Finn Balor, taking on Johnny Gargano. Karrion Kross is here now, my friends. I can't tell you what's happening with AEW. We're at commercial break and I can't see it. So, just had a great tag match. But here comes Karrion Kross. Taking on Bronson Reed. It's gone black screen again, it has. Fight TV has ads. No, it shouldn't. And it always just shows us the action whilst you're at commercial break in America. But we now are just getting a black screen during commercial breaks. Right, so we've got this black and white entrance. Is she going to mouth along to the song? That's what I look for. And she's not. Oh, it's so much better when she doesn't. Oh, now she's started doing it. Oh, stop it. You're ruining it. I just don't understand. They've got this great entrance. There's no need. It's you know what I mean? For me, it comes across like she's in a shower singing along to Beyonce. I just don't understand why she's got to mouth along to the entrance song. Just let it be. The Duke and Duchess of Doom, which is also what I think they call Harry and Meghan. Bronson Reed making his way out. We're still got a black screen over on Bronson Reed's not messing around. Straight down, takes his jacket off. He's already on the steps. Making his way into the ring. We've got the picture back on AEW. And Bronson Reed in the ring. Tell you, if I was in NXT, I would come out if I was facing Karrion Kross and I'd start mouthing my song as well. I mean, in all fairness, I'd probably be coming out to Mambo number 5 or something like that. Or Gangnam Style, which is very difficult to not sing along to anyway. In comes Dax over on AEW. Lovely left hands. Oh, man, the strikes there by Dax on Daniels were crisp AF. Lovely snap suplex going over. Looking for another one. Snap suplex. Kazarian onto Daniels. Clothesline. Good. Uppercut. Looked like an open palm. Looking for another suplex. Hangs him out on the top. Lovely work. 1, 2. 2 count. Over on NXT, we're underway with Karrion Kross taking on Bronson Reed. Karrion Kross backed into the corner. Charging over. Reed with a forearm strike. And again. Nice Inzaguri as well. Karrion Kross in a bit of trouble here. German! Yes, German suplex. Karrion Kross. Wow, love this from Bronson Reed. Karrion Kross just got up, even more fired up. And Bronson Reed didn't look scared. He just screamed back at him. The two now are trading forearm strikes. I like it. Big boot by Bronson. Ref counting 2 on AEW. Bronson Reed charging over into Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross just getting even angrier and seemingly stronger. Belly to belly. Big clothesline. Down goes Bronson Reed. Going over Bronson Reed from behind. Another suplex. And he takes Bronson Reed down. He's got him in a submission hold. And Bronson Reed taps. Not a bad little match, that. I like that. I like the fact that Bronson Reed was firing at Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross seemingly was just getting stronger. Why is he staring at the ref? What's wrong with the ref? That's good. Right, we're still underway with SCU against FTR. The Kross jacket wins it. Is that what he calls it? The Kross jacket. Here we go. 2. Kick out by Cash. Kick out by Cash on AEW. We will get your halftime scores in a second. Kross is good, says your boy Yoshi Sensei. Sean Rosette says the Kross jacket is the name of the move. Liam, I don't know what you're talking about, Liam. Days, are you going to do a live stream for the Premier League? Nope. Who is your favourite female AEW star? Probably Britt Baker. Here we go, up top. Dax, leg drop, off the top. Going for the pin. 1, 2, kick out. Backstage with Adam Cole, baby. This match carrying on. Do you watch the Premier League games? I don't get time, no. I keep up with the scores. And I certainly check the results, but I don't get a chance to watch. Dax with a nice chop. To Daniels, trying for the pin, couldn't get it. Ripley and Aaliyah is coming up next. I think they're about to go to commercial break, so I'll get your halftime scores in a second. Just watching. This SCU FTR match has been going for a little while. They've caught... Oh, nice double teamwork there. 1, 2, kick out. It's a good little match, this. Right, let's get your halftime scores now, because I can't guarantee both shows are going to be going to commercial break at the same time. So get your thoughts in. Which show do you prefer? What are you watching? What are you scoring? If you're watching both like me, what are you scoring both shows? I do think the best thing, this match might be the best thing that's happened on AEW so far. I think AEW has been all right. I think the press conference was good. I think the Joey Janela Sonny Kiss vignette was good. I think this match has been good. Slide underneath by Dax. Shatter Machine. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. FTR picking up the win. NXT 8. NXT 825. NXT 827. NXT 724. Days, do you like Beetlejuice? Yes. AEW 8.8. AEW 5. NXT 8, NXT 725, AEW 725, AEW 6, NXT 6.5, both getting 8, NXT 7, NXT 8.5, AEW 6, NXT 6, AEW 5. What football team do you support? Man United. NXT 725, NXT 8, AEW 7.5, NXT 8.5. Honestly, NXT 7, WTF 724. Y'all are ridiculous, says James Webb. NXT 8, AEW 675. I've got to tell you, most of these are scoring NXT higher so far. I never give my thoughts until the end. So you can see all those scores pouring through. We've got an FTR promo right now. So Dax saying we are the absolute baddest guys here. FTR are talking to the whole roster, calling everyone out. You've bit off a little more than you can chew when it comes to FTR. We are the best tag team on this planet. Well, but Butcher and Blade, the new hipster group that all the kids are into, they've arrived. They've got... Is this FTR's truck? Oh, Lucha Bros are here. Well done, yes. There was rumors that the Lucha Bros might make an appearance, and they are in the ring. So FTR have got a bit of a problem here because Butcher and Blade have got their truck. Okay, what? So we're getting Young Bucks and FTR working together against the Lucha Bros and Butcher and Blade. Eight-man tag. Not really into that. It's not how I would be using FTR in an 8-man tag. Right, we've got Rhea Ripley making her way down. Nice little promo for Mercedes Martinez as well. Always good to see Rhea Ripley. Lucha Bros have jumped into the back of this truck as well. They're driving away. The Young Bucks have come down. Daze, do you like the Great One? The YouTuber. I'm aware of him, but I don't watch. I don't get watch. It's no shade on him or anything. I've said this before. I just don't get a chance to watch like things wrestling that I'm struggling to watch, let alone other YouTubers. NXT 7.5 AEW 7 says Chalmers. Days I hated the Reigns Corbin feud. Rhea Ripley is here on NXT. We've got Omega and Hangman doing a little vignette, little promo. Rhea Ripley, big smile on her face. She's going to be taking on Aaliyah right now. Rhea Ripley's theme song is... Oh, you're not a fan. Brianna, shout out to you. They're putting off Bucks and FTR for as long as possible. I've no problem with that. I've no problem with that. I understand. Make us wait for that. That's the dream match. Totally understand. But there's so many teams that FTR could have matches with, you know? Just, they're a good tag team. And do I want to see them in an 8-person match? Not really. Just seems like a way to get teams onto the card, onto the show. What is your favorite male AEW star? That's a great question. Favorite male AEW star? I like Cody. I do like Cody. I think he has some of the best matches. Darby Allin, I think, is pretty cool. I don't know. Pac. I like Pac. Nice throw by Rhea Ripley. Just showing off her strength here. Ragdolling Aaliyah. Just picking her up. Shaking her around. Aaliyah going against the ropes. Drop kick by Rhea Ripley. Robert Stone looking a little bit concerned. He's trying to talk to Aaliyah. So here we go. Robert Stone giving Aaliyah some words of advice. Leave is the advice. Using that top rope well, Aaliyah. Going up top. Crossbody gets caught by Rhea Ripley, who just grabs Aaliyah. Ripley puts Aaliyah on her shoulders. Aaliyah managing to fight her way down. Grabs the hair of Rhea Ripley. Knee to the midsection by Aaliyah. Well, I don't know. The ref didn't seem too bothered by that hair pull. Aaliyah against the ropes. Clothesline by Rhea. And again. Spins around. Knees to the face. Snapmare. Drop kick. 1, 2. Kick out by Aaliyah. Days, why do you always wear a beanie? Is there something you're hiding? Oh, I just can't be bothered to do my hair. Both shows are great, says Tyler. Yex Clan, hope you are well. I wish the two shows didn't play at the same time. Yeah, same. I would enjoy, I know I would enjoy both shows even more if I could give them both my full attention. Cloverleaf by Rhea Ripley. Beautifully done. Robert Stone taking off his shoe. Throws the shoe at Rhea Ripley. Okay. Rhea Ripley chasing after Robert Stone now. Robert Stone getting into the ring. Rhea Ripley grabbing Robert Stone. Don't know where this is going. Seems like a bit of an overbooked mess. Takes his blazer off. Aaliyah from behind. Trying to roll at Rhea Ripley. Kick to the thigh. It's like an oblique kick. Pump handle. Slam. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley wins. I thought that was pretty rubbish, if I'm being honest. It's not how I'd be using Rhea Ripley. They can't do comedy very well, NXT. They're trying, and they're trying with Robert Stone throwing the shoe. But no, I wasn't feeling that, to be honest. What is your opinion on Rhea Ripley? I was never a big fan, to be honest. I thought she looks great, no doubt about that. But my criticism of her last year was that her selling was poor. She would be in submission holds and she would just no-sell them. I mean, she'd just be like lying there and she wouldn't be like screaming in pain or seemingly selling them at all. And then like it'd be right at the end of the match. She'd get out of the submission and I just really felt like some of her psychology was off. Some of the detailing wasn't quite there. I mean, she's still really young, you know, she's still learning. But then I thought, you know, her match against Charlotte this year was a real step in the right direction, and haven't seen a great deal of her this year. She doesn't get used that much. Seen a few matches, obviously, but you know, she was in a multi-person match at In Your House. So I wanna kind of see her one-on-one in a high-profile match and kind of see where she is now. But yeah, I don't need to see Rhea Ripley doing this to Robert Stone. Do you know what I mean? There's more humor at a funeral than there is on NXT, says Rathman. Tyler says, bad match. Loomis against Roderick next. That should be good. Both of them are excellent. Over on AEW, we're just looking at Moxley. Obviously, he's not there, but we are building towards that championship match. And we've got just over 40 minutes left of the shows. I think they've been okay. I don't think either show has been a disaster. But I don't know. Has there been loads to get excited about? I'm not sure there has. I absolutely love Rhea, but I do not want her in comedy BS like this. Robert Stone is Oscar the Grouch. That is a great comparison, but a Spark, I can definitely see that. Robert Stone is Oscar the Grouch. Can someone make that graphic? Can someone make that graphic of get Oscar the Grouch and just put Robert Stone's face on his body? Right. Brian Cage making his way out on AEW. Here we go, Brian Cage. Is he taking on a jobber? I'm going to say it's a jobber. I don't know who it is. We're at commercial break for NXT. So this should have been Jon Moxley, but it's obviously not Moxley because he is self-isolating right now. Wow, he just picked up this guy. Slammed him down. This guy looks like he's wearing like Breezango attire. He seems to have like a Breezango logo on the side. He's just deadlifting. This guy's just doing weights with him. Literally hurls him over his head. This is just a showcase of Brian Cage's power. Into the corner. This guy is bumping around like crazy. Belly to belly. Nice. And this guy flops out of the ring. I think this guy's thinking about running away now. Cage grabs him. Powerbomb. What's he going for? Picks him up. Yeah, he is going to powerbomb him. Wow, that's great. Incredible strength. So he doesn't just powerbomb him. He literally throws him and the guy lands in the middle of the ring. The bumping of this guy is really impressive. I don't know why he's stolen Breezango's ring attire though, but... Oof. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we didn't learn a great deal there, apart from the fact that this jobber can bump like crazy. Loomis. Dexter Loomis is making his way down to the ring. Love Loomis. Look at the size of him, man. He looks awesome, doesn't he? Staring into the distance. Adam Rotella is here. He's huge as well. Taz doing a promo. Taz addressing Moxley. He's really the best. Dexter is a psycho. You're sitting on your ass at home with some BS excuse. Good promo from Taz. You had better be afraid of that. Your championship is in grave danger. I love that. Really great promo by Taz. Really great promo by Taz. Taz says that is unsafe. That will hurt you more than you've been hurt. Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff from Taz. Great. Right, Bobby Fish has come down with Roderick Strong. Of course, Roderick Strong still haunted by what happened in your house being put in the trunk of that car. A Stranger Things vibe with Loomis's music, says Smith's Grove. Chalmers says, bring back Name the Jobber. There wasn't time. Bouncy Barry, that's what we can call him. He was bouncing all over the place, old Bouncy Barry. Loomis is just standing in the corner, staring at these two. Roderick Strong really does not look ready for this contest. Loomis does. Look at the difference between them. Look at Roderick Strong. He can't even look at Loomis. No, gets out the ring. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I like this. It's good storytelling. Loomis hasn't moved. It's really good. Loomis is gonna kill you is the chant. Loomis is gonna kill you. Right, Roderick Strong edging over. Edging back. Getting out the ring. Bobby Fish is like, come on! You was born ready! It's good. This is good. Loomis has got no belly button. Wow. What are Mattel gonna do? Mattel love putting belly buttons on things. He'll have one. His figure will have one. Don't worry about that. In one side, out the other. Goes Roderick Strong. I really like this. It's really putting Loomis over. Loomis gets out the ring, turns around, sees that Bobby Fish is behind him. Fish just stops. Roderick Strong is fallen over as he's in retreat mode. AEW is at commercial break. Roderick Strong was trying to get into the crowd and momentarily forgot about the plexiglass. He runs out back. Bobby Fish is calling after him. Loomis gets back into the ring. And I think Roderick Strong's going to get counted out here unless Bobby Fish is going to give it a go. Yeah, he has. He has. Loomis has won. Loomis edging his way over to Bobby Fish. Grab him, Bobby Fish! Head and arm sleeper. Not sure what Mauro called that move then. But Bobby Fish managing to escape. Bobby Fish just got hooked. But he manages to escape. Robert Stone is talking to William Regal. Who is your pick for North American Championship? I'm going with Keith Lee. Dexter wins by count out. Yes. We've got Brodie Lee and Colt Cabana. Show the world. So Brodie is trying to win over Colt Cabana still. So it's going to be Colt Cabana and Brodie Lee against SCU. Robert Stone wrestling. Rhea versus Robert just made. So we've got an intergender match that's just been made. Is that going to be the first intergender match in NXT history? Because I can't remember another one. Can anyone remember another one? I can't remember there being a match before, an intergender match. Robert Stone and Aaliyah taking on Rhea. Next week, apparently, for that one. Mattel need to make a Regal on an iPad accessory. They do. I want a Robert Stone where you can push a button at the back and it throws up. That would be cool also. Private Party with Matt Hardy are going to be taking on Santana and Ortiz on night 1 of Fyter Fest. Karu Shida, of course, taking on Penelope Ford on night 1 for the AEW Women's Championship. NXT has gone to commercial break. Cody taking on Jake Hager. That's going to be night 1. That might be our main event for night 1. Kenny Omega, Hangman Page taking on the Best Friends. That's also night 1. Neville versus Renee Young. Shout out to you, Donald Jackson. Looks like a strong card. It does. Lance Archer taking on Joey Janela, night 2. Nyla Rose is going to be in action on night 2. We don't know against who yet. Dark Order taking on SCU. That's going to be night 2. Orange Cassidy, Chris Jericho. That's also on night 2. We've got their face-to-face coming up. Young Bucks, FTR. Taking on Butcher and Blade and Lucha Bros. That's going to be night 2. So loads of matches that have been scheduled. And then the main event of the whole thing on night 2, Jon Moxley takes on Brian Cage for the AEW World Championship. So that's not next week. That's going to be the week after. Chalmers says Britt Baker. Yeah, good card. Yes, we do have Britt Baker. She's sent another note over to Tony. Okay. A message to Big Swole. So Britt Baker says, I might have been in a dumpster for 9 or so hours, but you're the biggest piece of trash on this roster. Ah, here's Big Swole. Big Swole's all right. Big Swole. Britt Baker is definitely... I'm into this feud. Britt Baker says there's nothing you can do because of the plexiglass. It's soundproof. It's not soundproof. She's drinking a cocktail. You can't touch me. Big Swole says, all right. You're safe. Big Swole's jumped on top of the car. She's got another trash can. Oh, and she's tipping rubbish into Britt Baker's box. Now Britt Baker wants to get out. What has she got? She's got a leaf blower. She's trying to fire a leaf blower at Big Swole. That was good, man. I'm so into that feud. That's one of my favorite feuds in AEW. Britt Baker, Big Swole. Love that. Santana and Ortiz. It's going to be Santana taking on Matt Hardy. And people could vote for what version of Matt Hardy they want. I want the human version. That's what I want. What show's better so far? The halfway point, I would have said NXT. But I actually think that AEW's not a bad second hour. Thanks largely to a really good FTR match. Although that Loomis thing was good. Strap match! Wow! A strap match! There's going to be a strap match next week. Loomis and Roderick Strong in a strap match. They're going to be strapped to each other. There's going to be nowhere for Roderick Strong to run to. That's cool. Looks like people have voted for broken Matt Hardy. So, broken Matt Hardy is here. And here is the drone. I don't know what it's called these days. David the drone. Neo 1. But there we go. Neo 1 is here. And also here is Johnny Gargano. No. Who's he taking on? Oh, of course I know who he's taking on. What a stupid question. That is officially stupid question of the night. Gargano, the match I'm most looking forward to. The match we've been talking about all night. There we go. Is Santana Matt Hardy our main event? It certainly feels that we're at our main event for NXT. No, it can't be our main event. No, it's not, is it? We've still got... What have we got? Jericho and Orange Cassidy. We've still got that to come. Right. A strap match. That's cool, isn't it? Fyter Fest is free. Well, yes, it's replacing Dynamite. Bask in his glory. Not there yet. I've got Balor coming down. The dart results on screen, which is good. I always like when they show us those dart results. So Balor making his way down, looking mean and moody. Staring down the camera. Do, 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 do. Right, let's go back to the chat whilst we're waiting for the entrances. There we've got Matt Hardy taking on Santana outside of the ring. Days, I'm upset because I know they're going to bury Robert Stone and make it look like he can't wrestle, but in reality, he can. And he did, as Robbie E in Impact. I wonder if it'll be an old school strap match where you've got to touch all four corners. Probably not. They did a strap match, didn't they, between The Fiend and Daniel Bryan, and I don't think that had the touching of the corners rule. freshly squeezed juice. Matt is biting Santana. Fight Fest was meant to be in London. My opportunity at a backstage pass and meeting Matt Hardy and Abaddon. Heartbroken. Heather says, I am not even a Keith Lee fan, but I expect him to win. I love Balor, though. Carmen Live 2 says, who is your pick to win this match on Gargano, Lee, or Balor? Let me know in the chat, who do you think's winning this? This is, for me, the match I've been looking forward to all night. So, who are you going for? Are you basking in his glory? Are you siding with Balor? Or do you think Johnny Gargano is going to get the win? Which way are you going? Who do you think will emerge victorious tonight? Of course, the winner goes on next week to face Adam Cole, baby. Bask in his glory. I've gone with Keith Lee. But I can see a lot of votes for Finn. Balor needs title. Balor, Keith Lee. The Prince, Balor. No one's saying Johnny. We've got a lot for Lee and a lot for Balor. I mean, Johnny has got to be least favourite in this match. Because I can't see him doing heel. They could. They have done it before, but I don't know. It makes more sense to do either Keith Lee or Balor against Cole. Johnny with a nice white jacket. Is that like a counter to Balor's black jacket? Balor and Gargano already had their chances, says Chalmers. Shout out to Rockstar Ansh 2. Hope you are well. The match with Cole is not next week. It's the week after. Oh, I thought it was next week. I suppose they're having to compete against both nights of Fyter Fest, though, aren't they? So, makes sense. In 2 weeks' time, that's when they're doing the Moxley match, so... it's going to be Lee, says Sean Flagstaff. Well, the bell sounds and Johnny jumps out the ring. The bell sounds and Johnny jumps out. I think we are at commercial break right now. Matt Hardy thrown out of the ring. You could slice onions on Balor's abs. Balor trying with a crossbody, but he's caught by Keith, and Johnny tries to roll Keith up, and it doesn't go well. Johnny is hurled across the ring. Balor, shoulder charge down, so is Johnny. The two of them are clotheslined down. We are back to AEW. That was just that commercial break. Get a feeling NXT might be going there very soon. And in fact, it does. So NXT goes to commercial. Enziguri attempt there by Santana. Hardy from behind. Back elbow. Santana charging over, duck underneath. Little botchy. Trying to pick up. Nice sidewalk slam. 1, 2. Kick out by Matt. Santana. Springboard moonsault. Crashes onto Hardy. Goes for the pin. Shoulder up by Matt. No commercial. Balor is going to win, says Rockstar Ansh 2. Wrestling Days fan, shout out to you. BBJD Wrestling says Gargano, born August 14th, 87, is an American professional wrestler. Yes, he is a former NXT champ. He is. Lee is going to win, and then he'll be attacked by Kross. I don't know why, says Buttersbar. I don't know why. Why do commercials exist for title matches? I don't know. LAX versus Broken Matt. What year is this? Says Esteban. Days. Imagine if one day we have a mid-carder or a main event that faces a jobber and the jobber wins. Well, that has happened before, of course. Most famously, the Lightning Kid, probably, against Razor Ramon. And the Lightning Kid would go on to become, the 1, 2, 3 Kid would go on to become X-Pac. Up top, Santana with a frog splash, but no one home. NXT still at commercial break. We got less than 20 minutes left. We got 19 minutes left of both shows. We're at the main event for NXT. And we've still got Orange Cassidy and Jericho face-to-face to come. Commercials suck. They do. Shout out to Lenny. Keith Lee is still going to be champ. The promotion likes to be paid, hence commercials. Sonny Wolf says commercials are crotch goblins. Well, there we go. Where's the clock? Oh, is the clock gone? The clock has gone. You're absolutely right. What is this absolute sham? Is it back? There we go. Hardy, trying for the pin. 2, shoulder up. Santino Marella has to be the best jobber win. He was in the audience. That's true. They were in Italy as well, weren't they? And didn't he win the IC title on his first night, I think? And was Vince wearing a hat? Why have I got in my mind? I've got Vince wearing a hat. Of all the things to remember. Balor charging over. We're back with NXT. Keith Lee with a big strike across the back. Forearm strike by Johnny. Big slap by Keith. Johnny goes down. Balor charging over. Can't move Keith. Keith Lee scooping up Balor. Balor, nice into a sleeper. Keith Lee is quite comfortable. Matt Hardy just getting a 2. NXT back on, says Chalmers. Yes, Balor gets thrown down, but as soon as he gets Balor off, Johnny jumps on his back. Johnny is trying to wear down. It's applied really well. What was the ref doing then? What was the ref doing then? The ref just came over and he was like, yeah, we all right? I don't know what that was. We've got some wonderful tag team work here. These sleeper holds. Tell you what, the big man's fading now. Keith Lee goes down to 1 knee. They call him 1 knee Keith. Johnny in the corner whilst Balor trying to wear down Keith. Keith getting up. Finn charged into the corner. Forearm strikes coming in by Johnny. Matt Hardy in control over on AEW. Balor against the ropes. Forearm strikes and again. Another big forearm strike. Balor, full steam, big forearm strike. Keith Lee slumps against the ropes. Balor, another one. Strikes to the midsection, can't get Keith Lee down. Keith Lee catches Balor, catches Johnny. He's got them both. Look at the strength. Throws them both over his head. I think Santana... Did Santana get the win here? Someone won. Ortiz is unloading on Matt Hardy. Days, I was watching Raw from 97 and I saw that Rob Van Dam makes his debut versus Jeff Hardy. It was a cool thing to see. That's cool. They're always worth watching, going back and watching. You never know what you'll see. Chop block by Johnny. We got Private Party have come out to help Matt. Keith has picked up Johnny. Johnny trying to grab the leg of Keith. And Finn Balor jumps on the back of Keith with another sleeper. And Johnny's trying to work the leg. I mean, I've got to say, so far, this hasn't been, like, the best match. The psychology has been Balor and Keith. Balor and Johnny, working together to try and wear down Keith. It's a good presentation of Keith Lee. They're showing that both of these guys, these absolute top-tier talents, are having to work together to try and wear down Keith Lee. And right now, it's not worked. Keith is going to charge. Oh, sling blade by Balor. Balor with a sling blade. Keith Lee is rocked. Johnny with a cannonball. Balor getting up to his feet. Charging over. Big chop. Keith Lee still rocked. Still not off his feet. Oh, into the ring steps. Now Keith Lee is down. That has taken a lot of work. That has taken a lot of work. I kind of like the presentation of that. The match hasn't been amazing so far. There's still plenty of time. There's still got a good 10 minutes or so. But I like the fact they've had to work so hard just to neutralize Keith Lee. Nice sling blade, says Chalmers. When did Keith win the belt? Oh, forever ago. I don't know the exact date. But I feel like he's had it for a fair while. Days, did you know that Chyna fought men because she was strong? I did. I want Keith Lee to be the one to defeat John Cena in Cena's last match, says Kim. Heath says, NXT will probably win this segment. Well, I mean, I should imagine it will, but Jericho is a very difficult person to beat in the ratings. It was reported that I think he's won every segment he's been in apart from last week or something like this. And he's in there with Orange Cassidy, who is so over that this is going to be, I think, quite close. I didn't even know that these two things were going to be the main events. Well, I just picked the two things I was probably most excited about on both shows. And I was excited for Jericho and Cassidy facing off. And I was obviously excited for that match. So that's why I picked the two graphics behind me. It just turns out they're the main events. John says, next week, number one contender, fatal four-way for the women's title. Orange Cassidy is here. Monica King says, it's been a long night. Did you know the NWA Championship was in WWE in 1998? Yeah, it was shown in 1992 as well. Here's Orange, yep. Dave Bautista is my favourite spy, says Bert Spark. Cassidy making his way enthusiastically down to the ring. We are at commercial break for NXT, so you're not missing anything. Cassidy rolling into the ring. You might remember, was it last week he was getting beaten up with like a load of oranges? Okay, so Orange Cassidy in the ring. We're just waiting for Jericho. And here comes Le Champion. As we approach the final 10 minutes. And we're also going back to NXT. Here's Jericho. Is he on his own? Looks like he is on his own. What's this? What's back? Something's back. Great American Bash. Great American Bash? Great American Bash? Next Wednesday? Where's that come from? Great American... I just saw it say that something was back. Great American Bash? Wow. Great American Bash next week. Take that, Fighter Fest. Well, what's the week after going to be? Great American Bashia. I don't know. That's cool. Great American Bash. That's amazing. So, Great American Bash returns next week. I don't know what that's going to mean. That's a big announcement. That's a huge announcement. Great American Bash. NXT taking old pay-per-view names and using them. That's awesome. What does it mean, though? What are they going to use it for? I mean, it's a cool name. Which one was the best? 12 rounds, 12 or 3? I haven't seen them. Push Mustafa Ali. Right, Balor to the outside, crashes down on top of Keith Lee. Go around the houses. One, two, kick out by Johnny. Jericho says that Orange Cassidy peeves him off. When I first heard your name, I thought it was stupid. I thought you was an embarrassment to the business. Jericho said that he called up the Bucks and everyone as soon as he heard that Orange Cassidy had signed. Nice crossbody by Keith Lee. Jericho says he watched some of his stuff and he kind of understood. And Orange Cassidy's just like... Big splashes by Keith. Forearm strike by Keith. Takedown by Balor. Double stomp. Nice double stomp by Balor. Jericho saying that Cassidy is lazy and is a slacker. Elbows coming in by Balor. Nice sleeper hold by Balor again. That's been the story of this match. Just Keith Lee being put in sleeper holds. Orange Cassidy, yeah, just not paying any attention, is he? Jericho says, if you try and kick me in the shin with those little kicks, I'll knock your teeth down your throat. Keith Lee, dragging Gargano off Balor. Strikes coming in by Gargano. Jericho says at Fyter Fest, the Orange Cassidy phenomenon is over. Johnny has got a guillotine choke on Keith Lee. Nice, but he turns it into a DDT and Keith Lee is down and rolling out of the ring. We are into the final moments of both shows. Against the ropes goes Johnny. Suicide dive. Cassidy says nothing. He puts the microphone down. Oh, and starts lightly kicking Jericho. Orange Cassidy is lightly kicking Jericho. Backs up. Turns his back on Jericho. Puts his hands in the air. Puts his hands in his pockets. Stands in front of Chris Jericho, and Jericho smirks. Jericho taking the glasses off Orange Cassidy. Breaks them. Over on NXT, we've got powerbomb attempts. Keith Lee on Balor. Turned into a double stomp. That was sick. Takedown by Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy on fire. He can go. And he is going. Balor backed into the corner. So Cassidy unloading. Gargano. Super kicked Keith. Oh, into the corner. Keith Lee collapses down on Johnny, but Johnny's the wrong way round. So Orange and Jericho are brawling in the crowd. Finn Balor up top. Keith Lee grabs him. Keith Lee grabs Balor. Johnny with a knee to the back. Johnny trying to roll up Keith. 1, 2. No, kick out. I thought Johnny had that then. Were moments, were seconds. Keith buckle bombs Johnny into Finn. Plants him. Goes for the cover. Balor up top. Oh, coup de grace. Balor with a coup de grace to Johnny. Johnny rolls out the ring. Keith plants. Balor 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee wins. Keith Lee is victorious, and it will be Keith Lee against Adam Cole in 2 weeks' time. Keith Lee retains. Orange Cassidy really going at Jericho here. Oh, using the camera boom. Jericho's very good at that. He's very good at using his surroundings. Orange Cassidy down after being smacked with that camera boom. Face first into that trunk. Cassidy down. Jericho on top of this production trunk. Grabbing Orange. Scoops him up. Cassidy lands on his feet. Oh! Adam Cole's come out face to face with Keith Lee. This brawl still continuing on AEW. Man, that's a big match, isn't it? Keith Lee, Adam Cole, champion versus champion. Winner takes all. And next week, we've got the Great American Bash. Oh, wow. Knee strike by Orange Cassidy. Jericho goes through a table. NXT has finished. There's blood coming down the ear of Orange Cassidy. He's got blood on his top. There we go. Orange Cassidy bleeding from his ear. Looks nasty, actually. I don't know what he's done there. I don't know how he's cut it or what he's actually done. But it ends with Orange Cassidy giving his thumbs up. Woo! Orange just had his Becky Lynch moment. Kim says push Mustafa Ali. Both shows 9 out of 10. July 4th. That makes sense, John. That makes sense. Why was it Balor that was pinned? Well, I don't know, actually. Are you excited for Fyter Fest and Great American Bash? Yes. Bays, my score for NXT. Get your scores in, guys. What would you give them? What would you get? I've got to say, I thought that main event match underwhelmed. I know that I was having to watch 2 shows, and maybe it was good if you was properly invested in it. But I wasn't. I don't know, when I was watching it, I wasn't. Can't say I was like gripped. So I don't know that main event really delivered. I think the right person won though. I'd say at the halfway point, AEW was behind, but they might have just pulled it back. I really liked the Britt Baker Big Swole thing. FTR match was good. That little brawl between Orange and Jericho was good. NXT 775. AEW 7.5, but Monica King says the reverse. NXT 8.5, AEW 6. Pablo Gamer says NXT 8. Both shows getting a 6. 8.5 on AEW. 10 out of 10 for AEW. 9 out of 10 for NXT. NXT 7.75, AEW 7.75. I'm not sure there was anything that would really get it into the 8s for me, if I'm being honest. I'd need some, like, real OMG moments. I don't know that I got them. I suppose I did get the announcement of Great American Bash, but I don't know. I'm more within the 7s range, yeah. AEW 8.25, NXT 7.75, NXT 7.5, AEW 7. NXT 6.85, NXT 8.5, 9 out of 10 for both. Jordan, not too sure yet. 6.5 for both. NXT 8.85, AEW 7.75, 8 out of 10 for NXT. Okay. I'm going to say... that AEW show was... What did I like about it? I liked... there was some good vignettes. The Brian Taz promo was excellent. End was really good. Britt Baker was good. FTR match was good. Didn't really like the start. Wasn't really into Santana, Matt Hardy. Kairi Shida match was a squash thing. The Brian Cage match was a squash thing. Lance Archer, Joey Janela wasn't really into it. I'm gonna go with 7. Maybe a 7. 7.25. 7.25 for AEW for this week. Honestly, I think NXT has just edged it this week, which is a little different. But I'm going to say that NXT 7.5. Not much in it at all. I really, really enjoyed that women's tag match. That might be my favourite match of the night, which is a bit strange. But I really thought that Kaden Carter, Dakota Kai, KC Catanzaro, and Raquel Gonzalez did a great job. Thought that match really put all 4 members over. And that might be my favourite match. The FTR SCU match was excellent as well. So we're talking really fine margins, really not much in it at all. Britt Baker, Big Swallow, love that feud. Love that. Really big fan of that. And over on NXT, I think the main event kind of underwhelmed a little bit, if I'm being honest. Dexter Lumis, Roderick Strong, I thought the presentation of that was excellent. The Great American Bash announcement was really big as well. I thought Karrion, Kross, Bronson, Reed, the presentation, even though the match might not have been great, I think the story, the way it was told, was really good. The announcement that we're getting that intergender match as well. They did mess up with the Rhea Ripley thing, though. Was not a fan of the Rhea Ripley match. But it is building towards next week, so that's quite interesting. So, yeah, real close, man. Real close. John Elite says, I can't really rate the show. Press conference. Oh, I like the press conference. Thought that was good, yeah. Press conference was good. C Wrestling says, make sure to watch the Insiders. There's huge wrestling news that they're going to be covering with Gary Cassidy. Pablo Gamer, shout out to you. NXT 6.85. Love the stream, though, says Texas Range fan. Shout out to you. We need the Miz because that was awesome. I will give AEW 10 out of 10. Days, you were right. Vince was wearing a hat. Okay, cool. What's next for Balor? I don't know why he was pinned. I wouldn't worry about that. Balor's a massive star. So, you're right. It's took the pin, but it's a multi-man match, and there was loads going on. And do you know what I mean? Balor can always say, look, if it's one-on-one, big man, you're not going to be doing that to me. So I wouldn't worry about it. What is the intergender match next week? It's going to be Robert Stone and Aaliyah in like a handicap match against Rhea Ripley. So that means that Robert Stone's going to be getting in the ring with Rhea Ripley. So, I mean, there's no one for Rhea Ripley to tag in. So it's not like a mixed tag match. So, very interesting. Thatcher, the way they present Thatcher is brilliant. I think for as great as the press conference was, I'm really high on those Thatcher vignettes. I don't know what's next for him. Maybe he'll compete for the North American title. I can't imagine whoever gets both of those belts is going to be carrying them for long. Or maybe they'll have to surrender one. I don't know. Kind of like the Warrior did, you know, at WrestleMania 6. No worries, Pablo Gamer. Stay safe out there. What was your favourite show? NXT just edged it for me this week. Really not much in it. And I can totally see arguments for AEW being equal, if not better. I could definitely see arguments for that. I really don't think there was much in it. But I honestly think my favourite match was the women's tag match. If I was to go back and rewatch a match, I'd probably watch that. So for that reason, I'm just giving the edge on NXT. And I think the rest of it is quite comparable. I think, you know, there was a lot of positives and negatives on both shows. But, for me, I really enjoyed that tag match. And to think that Rhea was a big star that wrestled. Do you like Raw or SmackDown better? I think they change on a weekly basis. What company is doing Great American Bash? It is NXT next week. Scott Turner says, I'm off to bed. Goodbye, my friend. What did you think about Santos Escobar? Oh, I thought that was a very good match. Him against Jake Atlas, yes. I thought that was a very good match. I'd have that right up there as well, actually. Yeah, good shout out. I still feel like if I was to go back and watch a match, it would have been the women's one, but that match he had against Jake Atlas is the exact kind of match that Escobar needs to have. It's a bit of a war. There was a lot of back and forth. Felt like they were having a real contest trying to establish who the better person was. And, you know, he did grind out the victory. I think there was a little bit of outside interference, but the finish, I think, was fairly clean. And I really like it when heels win clean. It's important that you put heels over, you know, and not just because they cheat. So I like that. I think he's got a good look. I like that group. They've got something there. I like it. The blackouts on AEW ruined it a bit for me. Sonny says 4 to 5 minutes, then it'll be the Insiders. What is Fyter Fest? It was a pay-per-view show that they did last year, but they're not doing it as a pay-per-view show. They're just kind of doing it as a replacement for the next 2 Dynamites. And NXT dropping a big bombshell tonight that next week is going to be Great American Bash for them. Could Mercedes Martinez cost Rhea next week? Well, could do. Very interesting that she's coming back. I'm very excited for that. Austin316, shout out to you, my friend. Even though Balor took the pin, he didn't lose momentum. I agree with that. I agree with that. Get your final thoughts in. We've got 4 minutes. We're sticking around for 4 minutes, and then the insiders are doing their ting. So, yeah, we are here for 4 more minutes. Who's your favorite AEW wrestler? Honestly, maybe Britt Baker now. And that's amazing because I think it might still be the worst promo of the year. That promo that she did on board the cruise. I don't know what happened, right? But she did that little promo. She seemed to get a little bit lost. She seemed flustered. I don't know if it's because the wind was blowing her hair and it was outside and I don't know. Maybe she just got a little lost in that moment. But she has shown that she is actually very good at promos. So her face character didn't seem to be going anywhere. And then that promo happened earlier this year. I'm sure it was early this year or end of last year. I think it was early this year. And yeah, there's a few question marks then. There's a few question marks, but that's when she started to turn heel. And very much like Bayley has turned heel, and I think it's been a big success for Bayley. It's really brought out a whole side in her personality we haven't seen before. And exactly the same with Britt Baker. Exactly the same with Britt Baker. This has been a really positive thing for her. They've turned her heel, and it's working. I mean, she is one of the most entertaining things on the show, and she's injured. So her personality is shining right now. So I'm a big fan of Britt Baker, even though she's injured. And I think this feud with Big Swole, you know, when she can come back and we can get some matches, I'm on board with it. Is Great American Bash a normal NXT or will it be like a takeover? I think they will bump up the card. Yeah, I think they're going to have to compete with Fyter Fest. So they will bump up the card. J14, shout out to you. We do have a couple of minutes. I heard Adam Cole might leave WWE. I don't think he is, no. I think he might have signed a new contract, actually. AEW gets 10 out of 10, says Roy Rees. It felt like Britt turned heel on the low, and then all of a sudden she took shots at Tony. The Pickle says, Days 100%. I'm watching AEW actually has build, and the other is desperate. Triple H had to use his creative brain and ruin it when he could have given us jobber matches. Good night, Monica. Kim says, we as a wrestling community should get the push Mustafa Ali going. Well, let's see what they've got planned for him first. And I think that's about it. I think everyone has had their say. So Adam Cole did sign. Thank you. I thought he had. Right. As always, my friends, not my favourite stream. I'm very vocal about that. I think if you join us on a regular basis, I think we tend to have a bit more fun on the other streams because we have a bit more freedom to do that. With this, when one show goes to commercial, we then have to turn our attention to the other show. And as we said, NXT tends to be on a little more of the serious side. But I still enjoy streaming this with you guys. And for me, it's brilliant just getting your thoughts, kind of seeing how you're reacting to things and what you're excited about and, you know, things like that. So really appreciate you joining us. And yeah, look forward to it every single week. So thank you for joining us once again for this AEW NXT watch along. We will be back maybe tomorrow. There's going to be definitely something on the channel tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be a stream. I just don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, to be honest. But I mean, we're definitely back for SmackDown if we're not streaming tomorrow. But yes, so we have got that coming. And I think the insiders are about to start. Thank you to everyone that's joined us. And hopefully, see you again next time. Bye for now.